was found guilty on several charges, but found not guilty on the 2 counts of felony murder. After deliberating for 6 days, the jury found the former officer, Robert Olson, not guilty of felony murder. However, they did find him guilty of aggravated assault, 2 counts of violation of oath, and making a false statement. He now faces the possibility of 35 years behind bars. After the verdict was read aloud, activist Post reports Olson's wife left the courtroom in tears. A former NASA scientist has written that he is convinced that the U.S. Space Agency found evidence of life on Mars in the 1970s, but the data was largely ignored. The stunning admission by Gilbert Levin, the former principal investigator for the labeled release experiment on NASA's Viking mission to Mars, came in an op-ed recently published in Scientific American. In the article, the engineer and inventor is clear that he believes he found convincing proof of the existence of living microorganisms on Mars in 1976. But the agency has since been unwilling to acknowledge what he sees as a clear fact. Levin is hardly a conspiracy theorist or a fringe ufologist. In addition to participating in the important 1976 NASA mission, he's a respected engineer and inventor who founded the successful research company Spherix. However, NASA believed that the only thing found was a substance that mimicked life, but wasn't truly alive. Levin accuses the space agency of then proceeding to ignore the findings. Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
The chimpanzee spends most of its day in the jungle, carelessly swinging from tree to tree and picking mites off itself, instead of building shelter and teaching itself how to read. This chimp is named Bolo, and researchers at Duke University have shown that he can solve 3-dimensional logic puzzles, an impressive feat indeed, until you learn that human children as young as 3 are also able to solve the puzzle. Even a mentally handicapped human is capable of verbal speech, something no chimpanzee has ever been able to accomplish, despite working vocal cords capable of howling in irritation after soiling itself. Chimps have been observed using tools, but their tools are little more than sticks. Even driving and preparing pancakes, tasks we leave to the stupidest, least educated humans, lay beyond the capabilities of the chimp.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live. Call in, talk about whatever is on your mind. It is Mark with you.
Jay.
And Ernie.
Ernest Hancock sitting in from Declare Your Independence. In my opinion, one of the most talented broadcasters in the world.
Oh, go on.
Hey, I agree. I'm constantly telling people about your show as he comes on at 9 o'clock in the morning, and just listen to him. It's
9 o'clock here. My butt's up at 6, man.
But that's where I'm telling people here.
Gotta have some reason to get up in the world, right? And yours is to make the world a little freer.
You know, the thing is that I like being early, because then my day's over at 9. Hell, I don't even get up before 9 or 10 if I didn't have the show.
Right.
So, I'm like, woohoo, I got something done.
Right, indeed. And that's what's great about it. Where would people tune in to Declare Your Independence?
Freedomsphoenix.com. Freedom with an S. Freedom with an S. Phoenix.com. Man, you knew I had to do that, man. You go to freedomsphoenix.com in the top right. It has the show there, and you can listen live on LRN. You just click it and it goes live.
LRN.FM.
LRN.FM. And then we also, like broadcast and other stuff. We have the streaming and, the video live and in studio. The streaming, is it's good to have that, because you get during the commercials when I talk to them and they, put their pants down and say all the crap they think I'm, they don't think they're on air, even though Donna tells them every time. So it gets all the goody,
Yeah, so to clarify, freedomsphoenix.com, there's a little icon you can click on right there on the website, and that's how I like to watch a show, because you get the entire show. So, like, when you have, like, great guests, like Dr. Judy Mikovits is one of my favorite guests that you have on. She has so much information. In fact, she has more information than the actual broadcast time can handle, so it always runs over into the commercials. So it is just really convenient to be able to listen to, Dr. Judy just, splaying out all her stuff about vaccines and being a CDC whistleblower and just all the great things that she has, and several other guests you have on quite a bit throughout the commercials.
Yeah, during the commercial is when this is what happens. Donna, my wife, is the producer. She calls. And I hear her talk to him all the time, and I got it on record on the master, file of, its recording. And it says, now, we don't edit the video, because then you have to go in. It's just a pain in the butt, and we just post it. And said, we don't edit the video. So whatever you and Ernie are talking about, we edit the audio, but the video we don't. And I don't edit the audio either, but except for taking out some of the commercials. But we're talking, that all's part of the show. So in the archive. So she tells them, I hear her tell them every time. It's in the email, correspondence back and forth. When you guys are talking in the break, that's recorded. And they go, then they listen to the show and they send an email. They call, hey, man, whoa, I did not know we were, and it's only like 3 or 4 times over the years that I've deleted the video because, they gave out a phone number or something, or it was kind of a solid I did for someone because they were really going to get, but normally, hey, man, you say it, it goes out. So that's why we do it.
And you don't like deleting stuff.
No.
Do you?
No.
Yeah. Generally, libertarians in the press do not like to delete stuff. It's just kind of the way these things go.
Well, a lot of people, they say, like this weekend when we were up helping Jay with his dome and so on, there was a couple of, emails saying, hey, man, I need to delete. I go, it's called IPFS. Life sucks, man. It's there forever and always. Shouldn't have said it,
Indeed, that's kind of how it goes. So they can find it there. What can people expect from Declare Your Independence as opposed to, say, Free Talk Live?
Lots of energy.
Oh, well, yes.
Early morning,
very
Bernie
energetic.
Hancock.
Bulletproof coffee. That's what they get. Except, this last week, Bob Anderson, my friend's up here, and he was in the studio. Say, hey, Bob. Hey. There we go. So he's on Tingsboro, which is just south of the New Hampshire border by
just
3 minutes or something.
Like in Mass by a step.
Well, we went to the Murphy's Pub or Tap Room or whatever it is up there, and it took us 30 minutes, from his house. So, I mean, he's really close. So he's like, we're going to go to the Quill Saturday, and he might go, it's only $50 a month. What do I get for that? We're going to go find out. Okay. Well, what happens when we do the show, it is declare your independence. It's really easy to do. You go, declare my independence. You don't need a government freaking form. So it's that mentality. We're just, freedom's the answer. What's a freaking question? And I've been doing radio since 2003. On the radio stations all in the Phoenix area, and people are going, how the heck did a libertarian get up there? But I tell you, when the internet really started hitting, I saw that's where it was going. The numbers that they were getting all freaked out about, on live radio in a media market, I'm going, damn, this internet thing is kicking. And then I get to say what I want. Because there's a lot of they want to try and control what you say.
All kinds of that, yes.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. You're being the sales guy. I got a billion questions for you.
No, I'm ready to tell you. Yes, I do director of sales here for Free Talk Live.
So when you do that, now how many stations you guys on?
Over 200.
See?
Like 203 or something.
I mean, you got various times and played and stuff. In Phoenix, you guys are in Phoenix. It's a nighttime, thing there. And when I was doing radio, the big challenge was always, but the car dealerships and the appliance stores and the real estate developers are not really sure we want ours. We like them, and it's all, we love you. We want you to know we love you.
Yeah.
But we can't be on your, commercial advertising, supporting, sponsoring. Sure. They don't like it because there's always somebody trolling, calling, doing. They don't call you. They don't call the station and say, we hate Free Talk Live. They're too freedom.
Well, Certainly, people, listeners do, because Free Talk Live's, there's not a lot of libertarian radio stations out there. So there's we end up on Democrat and Republican radio stations. And when the Democrats and the Republicans hear some of the things we say, sometimes they're shocked, one side or the other. Usually it's we're messing with somebody at any given point. Any opinion we have is upsetting to one side or the other. And the reason that we end up on both these stations is because we're less distasteful than the other guys. So if it's Democrats don't want to have Republicans on their stations, and Republicans don't have Democrats on their stations, so they take us. And we're on in the evening, which means that they're less concerned. Yeah, they're less concerned with what's going on as far as the topics and things like that. So we get away with a lot. I think.
If I was willing to do a nighttime show, I would be able to get a lot more shows.
Yeah.
And they, this morning drive thing, they maybe not so much, but it works better for my schedule.
Sure.
So suck it. Listen to the archive.
It's true.
And we do podcasts too,
Excellent podcast, and it's well worth listening to. Let's go on with the show prep here. I've got from Reason.com, and this is from Peter Suderman. Apparently, Elizabeth Warren is fundamentally dishonest on Medicare for all. Her refusal to answer a question about taxes isn't just dodgy; it's designed to mislead.
That's the only thing she's fundamentally dishonest on?
I know, thank you. I'm like, seriously?
I think this lady's going to be the nominee. This is my belief. Is that you got Sanders is at this point out with a broken heart, and Joe hasn't found a foot that he can't shove into his mouth. And she's got the woman thing going. She's got she can smile for the camera. I think that this is the lady who's going to be the nominee, in my opinion.
And the DNC absolutely hates, and the media hates Tulsi, who's my favorite on the Democrat side.
CNN called her a collaborator with Russia.
I know, it's awesome.
I mean, my God.
And she brought that out in the last debate that she was in, how, they're calling her a collaborator with Russia.
Okay, this is my opinion on Tulsi. One, we went to Jay's, and there's a Tulsi Gabbard sign out front, and I go, "That's you, isn't it?" And he goes, "Yep." And I see it out here,
There's one in my house, too.
So I'm going, I go, I saw her from the beginning. I go, that's the real threat to Trump. But it's also the real threat to
to everything, right? Like, they can't let her through their system, even though she would probably be the only one of them, the one best suited to beat him. They can't let. She's also the one most suited to destroy all they've worked for, creating this military-industrial complex, this drug, the big pharma, and everything that's out there. They can't let her do it. 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE, as in Free Talk Live.
What is it costing you in vet bills for that convenience of just pulling open a bag of
formulated, extruded, processed cereal bits that cost a ton of money anyways?
How do you feed your dog to derive not only energy, but a good coat, bright eyes, and a great attitude?
Come to Dynovite for help.
DINOVITE.com.
I found his raw meat diet on Dynovite.com.
With just the raw meat and the eggs and the Dynovite and the Super Omega on top of it.
Try Super Omega Fish Oil.
Buy 2, get 1 free.
Ground beef, white rice, eggs, including the shells, and the Dynovite supplement, and then the Lico Chops.
Try Lico Chops. Buy 2, get 1 free.
It just balances out his body and his mind and his spirit.
Adding Dynovite to their diet has every single dog in my kennel looking better than they have ever looked.
Their skin is so much better now that they're on the raw diet. I don't even give them the kibble anymore.
DINOVITE.com.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. Local.bitcoin.com.
I can definitely say that I have found the best cryptocurrency wallet. Certainly the best named one. I'm Mark Edge, and I love the Edge wallet. I've been using it for the last few months. You can buy, sell, trade, and hold your cryptocurrency securely. I trust my holdings of all the major cryptocurrencies to Edge wallet, and you should too. No long phrases to memorize, just a username and password. Secure your freedom with Edge wallet. Get it now on Apple or Android in the App Store or at edge.app.
California is reeling from Super Rainbow Percival, which left a trail of devastation along the West Coast. A luminous band of destruction touched down in Santa Barbara. Percival set a record as the most powerful rainbow in U.S. history, with at least 30 confirmed fatalities and damage estimates in the billions. The vividly saturated colors seared through homes and roads, charring everything in its path. Those exposed to the rainbow's fury say they're lucky to be alive.
The sky was completely blue. All of a sudden, it's filled with brilliant hues of red and indigo.
All I can say is when I was a kid, rainbows didn't cut people in half.
Meteorologists say that Percival is just the latest in a pattern of increasingly dangerous rainbows, and that they're only growing stronger as global temperatures rise. Percival also comes on the heels of some extreme weather phenomena overseas. Authorities in the Philippines are still searching for thousands in the aftermath of mega sunset Wilma.
This is the Onion News Network.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com. What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveatpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveatpurse.com.
Live video of our key New Hampshire-based shows is streamed on DLive. Please follow and share at dlive.lrn.fm. That's dlive.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. Call in, talk about whatever is on your mind. It's Mark with you.
And Ernest Hancock and you.
And Jay.
855-450-3733. New advertiser, LibertyCon. It's a unique Liberty convention, April the 3rd through the 5th in Washington, D.C. Don't say I haven't given you some warning. It's for people who want to network with more than 70 pro-liberty organizations for the purposes of career advancement or business or internship opportunities. Hear from a list of incredible speakers such as John Mackey from Whole Foods. He's the co-founder and the CEO, who will speak on conscious capitalism. Vernon Smith, who won the Nobel Prize in Economics and will speak on alternative markets. Miriam Issa, who is a pop culture expert and political commentator with over 300 million YouTube views. And Nissim Nicholas Talib, who spent 21 years as a risk taker, a quantitative trader, and before becoming a researcher in philosophical, mathematical, and practical problems with probability. There are still more. Visit LibertyCon.com for more details and additional speakers and events, and use code FTL for a $10 discount on your registration. I know $10 doesn't sound like much, but when you find out how low cost these tickets are, when I was talking to the guy, I think it was like $60 for a ticket. Maybe it was 80. I don't know. It's really low cost. Student travel scholarships are available, that meaning that they'll pay for your travel, and discount rooms for everyone at the Marriott Marquis. Save with early registration at libertycon.com. Use code FTL for a $10 discount at libertycon.com.
No, that's a beer.
Well, you know,
hey man,
when you're out,
$10 is beer's a beer, man.
Yeah, it's not a tip though. A beer and a tip. That's just speaks to the cost of eating out. So let's go on with this article from Reason. Elizabeth Warren is being fundamentally dishonest about Medicare for all. Not just vague, not evasive, not just dodgy, dishonest. At last night's Democratic primary debate, Warren repeatedly refused to admit something that is obviously true, that Medicare for all, the single-payer health care plan envisioned by Senator Bernie Sanders, that Warren says she supports, would require higher taxes on most Americans, including the middle class. Does anybody doubt that for a second?
Well, all new government things are just bring up more taxation and just more theft and more taxation. And, there's one of the things I do disagree with Tulsi on is this, Medicare, single payer kind of things that, she dances around a little bit with. Now, as commander-in-chief, she really don't have any, first off, authority to have anything to do with that, according to the Constitution anyways. And she does talk a lot about the Constitution. And, if the commander-in-chief, the president, could, shove this, single-payer health care down our throats or Medicare for all, I'm sure Obama would have done it.
Yep.
And, the thing is when it comes to health care, well, there's just a lot of issues that just need to be cleared up, like stop with the regulation.
Well, it needs to be clear who's going to pay for it. But if you're right, if Obama could have made single payer, he would have. But instead, he created the Democrats at the time, and Obama signed it, this time bomb called Obamacare that is going to explode. It cannot. Prices are going up and up and up, and people cannot handle it. And at some point, Americans will scream for single payer. So under Bush, he increased the government's intervention in the medical system to the point that $3 out of every $4 in medicine was spent by the government. So we had socialized medicine, 3/4 socialized medicine under Bush. Then Obama gets involved, and now it's 7/8. So now there's just this 1/8 of people that are going to be so pounded by this that it's going to be, it's ultimately going to explode, and there's going to be single payer because that's the only next step. Nobody's going to say, well, what we need is a free market solution to this 7/8 socialized medicine problem.
They're not going to have a choice. It's going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
This is why when they do all the blah, 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 it's happening already. People are taking care of their own health care. A lot of times they're just eating better. That's
a good idea.
That's pissing everybody in pharma off. They're like, damn it, man. We're making money on the drugs. And that's why, I wonder why flu shots are free.
Yeah, because they're subsidized. Everything that is bad for you is subsidized. Ernie, when I first started getting to know you, I was about 300 pounds. Mark remembers when I was a fat guy, and I'm still a chubby guy. But
neither one of us is svelte. But yeah,
but my diet plan was just stop eating anything government subsidized. That's what I did. So I ate no more corn, no more wheat. I would eat some organic corn stuff. I'd eat some, organic sprouted wheat stuff. But I ate a lot of vegetables. I ate meat that was from my own chickens, from, Bardo Farm, for example, beef. And one thing that's cool about up here in New Hampshire is I can literally, between my own little garden in the backyard, well, it's a good-sized garden, between my own chickens I got, and between my friends that, have gardens, and like Bardo Farm, for example, that raise, pigs and cows, we don't really have to go to the grocery store, which is great.
You know what happened? Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, let's take this call. Since you just paused there, I would have let you go. But anyway, let's go to Denny from Deerfield, Illinois. Denny, you're on Free Talk Live.
You delete emails and call the cops, the both of you. Sure.
There you go.
What do you say?
That's your friend that James Whittakind that is angry at you.
Oh, is that me?
Yeah, well, all of us. We're angry. He's angry.
All right. Well,
he cusses every single.
He assumes I know who he is. I know he's in Arizona. He's
your homeboy.
Yeah, whatever.
James. It's a big metro. There you go. So, let me go on with this article here. I kind of broke the pattern here. We know that it's true because the plan would, according to multiple independent estimates, as well as Sanders himself, cost somewhere in the range of $30 to $40 trillion over a decade. A new estimate of the type of plan that Warren and Sanders supports puts the cost at just a hair over $34 trillion. That's 30 or 40 trillion in new government spending on top of the federal spending that would have otherwise occurred.
That's easy to do when the set rate for one aspirin is $100. The United States government is the number one, the largest buyer of healthcare, right? The largest spender on pharmaceuticals. But when the government pays the hospital or whoever $100 for an aspirin, for example, it is just because the government is always pork involved. People, like Tulsi was saying at one of her town hall things, that she's like, yeah, the United States government spends more on pharmaceuticals than any other single organization in the world, and they pay the highest premium. Usually the guy that's the biggest consumer gets the best deal.
Okay, why?
Because they can. Because they're unaccountable.
See, my thing is
taxation.
Yeah, all right. We're running up against the clock. We come back. I have an opinion.
Well, what I would say on this is that the United States government is a little different than most, because other than being sort of controlled from by this Politburo or whatever, this one's controlled by the wealthy, the rich, the corporations, the whatever, and those people want you to spend money. What's that? They, them, those. Yes. They want you to spend that money on the drugs, and because that's the way they make money. So I'm not saying you shouldn't take drugs. If they extend your life, it's probably a good idea.
Ernie's opinion when we come back.
855-450-3733. 855-450-FREE is in Free Talk Live.
Do you have a qualified plan, an IRA, 401k, or some other type of investment account? Would you like to learn how the ultra-wealthy take their retirement accounts and make them legally 100% tax-free? Have your money liquid and invest in literally anything you want to, completely tax-free with the blessing of the IRS. And no, it's not a Roth. Join us at dna.freetalklive.com for more details and your exclusive invitation to the free webinar on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Register now at dna.freetalklive.com.
Have you heard of LibertyCon? LibertyCon is not only a convention with great speakers like Whole Foods CEO and co-founder John Mackey and Nobel Prize winner Vernon Smith, but it's also unique because you get a chance to network with more than 70 pro-liberty organizations, one-on-one for the purpose of career advancement, business, and internship opportunities. April 3rd through 5th in Washington, D.C. You can learn more by visiting libertycon.com and use code FTL for a $10 discount on your registration. That's libertycon.com.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you got to keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
A congressman recently revealed that legislation totaling 2,900 pages and involving more than $1 trillion was available to members of Congress for less than 48 hours to study and consider. That's over 60 pages of legislation per hour. Do You think anyone read the entire bill? I'm Jim Babka with DownsizeDC.org. Consider a proposal buried in a 3,200-page, $388 billion bill, which would have empowered committee chairmen or their agents to examine Americans' tax returns. When this horrible provision came to light, no one claimed to know how it got into the bill. One congressman questioned said, "I didn't write it, I didn't approve it, I wasn't even consulted." If your attorney represented you this way, he might be disbarred. But this is how Congress represents you every day. That's why DownsizeDC.org has created the Read the Bills Act. You can force Congress to read their bills before they pass them at DownsizeDC.org.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
Free Talk Live, 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. And you can call in and talk about whatever you want to talk about, but I normally do this live read myself, Ernie. I thought maybe I'd have you do it.
Ooh, let me do it. What is it?
It's Freedom's Phoenix. Why don't you just go ahead and talk about your website? You don't need to read.
Is a liberty-oriented news aggregation site. Do you want the newest and freshest stories and perspective on current events from those who value liberty? FreedomsPhoenix.com has it. Their daily dispatch is the best way to stay up to date on science, technology, historical findings, liberty news, government overspending, and the rise of the police state. Freedoms with an S, Phoenix.com. FreedomsPhoenix.com. There.
Now, why do I
That's how you should do it.
That's awesome. I will work on that. Why do I get a daily dispatch twice a day?
Because there's too much stuff, man.
Okay. I just wondered if it was just me, like I was on the special double dailies to the semi-daily dispatch.
We used to do it every, like in the morning, we had it where it was set to go out at 1 a.m. And that meant, with the 3 hours, when we were Pacific time, sometimes we're Pacific, sometimes we're Mountain because Arizona doesn't change. Greenwich Mean Time -7, get over it. So when we set it at 1, that means that when we started Freedom's Phoenix back in 2005, having been in radio, I could see what was happening in the radio. You'd be in the studio and you would get your 3x5 card, almost literally, but you get it on a fax that would come from, the RNC or Rush Limbaugh Says or New York Times, whatever the heck it is, what you're supposed to talk about today kind of crap. And I'm going, this is rip and read radio.
Yeah. Talking
points, man. What the hell
man.
is this? I go, oh, hell no. This is what I want to talk about. So when we really started doing Freedom's Phoenix, probably a couple of years before I left radio stations and producing, and I was, on Air America, give me a break. But I was their token libertarian and producing for Charles Goyette, another talk show host. And what happened was, I could see how it worked. These guys, they were just going to Freedom's Phoenix for the content. So what we did is we said, if we can do it by 1 a.m., then they get it by 4 or 5 for show prep for the morning show.
I see.
And we would advertise in Talker Magazine like you guys do and so on. We had display ad, and there was a closet libertarian editor there that would make sure
I'm familiar with him.
that our display ad was get in the feature front story, that kind of deal. So it was called Top Producer's Tool. Know at least as much as your audience.
I remember seeing the ads.
So what we would do is it was for that kind of thing for the talk show host to be able to have, their show content. But what would happen is in the morning we'd get so much stuff that the next day would be like 80 stories.
Yeah.
So we do 50 to 80 stories a day. Yes. That's a lot. So we had to cut it up. So in the afternoon for East Coast, you probably get around 4 or 5 o'clock for the evening. So it'd be for the evening host, and afternoon drive and stuff. So it's just because there's so much content. And I may kind of try and cut it down. It's just overwhelming.
Oh, I've got to say, if you want my feedback on it, I love my daily dispatch, my semi-daily dispatch. I love it, and the reason I love it is I get the headlines. I feel like I'm getting all the stories, all the opinion articles, whatever it is, and it's got a little blurb that explains just enough that whether or not I want to go in further. And to me, it's my newspaper.
Okay, let me tell you why we did it that way. when we have original content, article writers, left, right, I don't care, as long as you're sincere and you're not lying, you're not a jerk, okay? So they come in and they say, hey, as long as you're sincere, you write whatever you want. And you get both. I can't believe you have that. I go, don't you want to know what the other side's saying? I don't care. I even put some New York Times up there every now and then. So you have this content, and what happens is it's gives you a wide radar screen on kind of what's going on. If you don't do that, you don't really have the context for it. But some people, they'll go, missiles launched, details at 11, that kind of crap, watch the news. I go, no, hell no. In that summary, I want to know what the hell it's about. Skip to the end. Because a lot of times you already know what's going on. We're pulling out of Syria. We're pulling out of Syria this way. We're pulling out of Syria that way. Pull out of Syria. This is happening. Pull out of Syria. A lot of times, I know, I get it. I don't need to go to the thing. So don't make me have to click to find out that I didn't want to click, So you put enough in there and you go, yep, got it. But the headlines, I don't change the headlines. I'm not sexing them up or anything. It's whatever, the aggregation was. Then the original content is what it is. I like Freedom's Phoenix. As a broadcaster, it was set for talk show hosts and for people that are activists. We have a whole new subscription level. It's going to be, copper, silver, gold, platinum kind of thing. And it'll be, we've really been cracking the whip on it. And Derek says it's going to be not days, maybe weeks, but soon we're going to have to where you can subscribe to different levels to make it a tool for you as an activist, for people to have, because it's a real social media impact on, because we came through the Levolution. We're the ones that, out of Phoenix, that's where that came from. That I'm the one that created the Ron Paul logo Levolution thing. You are the one who created basically the Ron Paul logo that everybody saw, the Levolution. I have seen many tattoos.
Yeah.
But the point is that's how I know a lot of these guys, and I understood the power of having a tool, social media, to do this, but everybody wants somebody else to do it. Everybody wants, this platform to be whatever. Freedom's Phoenix is that platform, but we kind of have, because the technology wasn't there for a little bitty living space that we have kind of thing to be able to serve that many people. But now the tech has changed, and it can be more permanent and immutable and uncensored, and the man can't stop it, and YouTube can suck it, and we have our own. So with blockchain technology and stuff, IPFS, interplanetary file share, we're just, woo! We're waiting for 2020. We're going to kick ass. Oh, did I say that out loud?
You can say ass.
Kick ass, kick ass, kick ass.
Now,
my favorite thing about your Freedom's Phoenix newsletter is all quality stuff in there.
Yeah.
Just like
even the fluff is quality.
My problem when I start reading it is I want to read this. I want to read all the articles. It just ain't enough time in a day.
Okay, but there's a solution for that. It's been there forever. It's called the custom module. We're going to make a big deal out of this. When you log in, there's ability you go through and it says save link. And you go, save link, I want to read this, I want to read this, read this, read this. And it puts onto your own favorites page. And you go to your own page and it's there, all the stuff when you got time a week, two later to go through it. You get done, you hit delete. It goes, you don't miss anything. I do that all the time.
I've been
sucks that you can't do it.
I've been keeping up on the electric pickup trucks that are coming out, which I think is pretty awesome. And I've read about all of it through your website.
I figure that electric pickup trucks must be able to work. You obviously have to have more power for a pickup truck, but those cars that they're making are ridiculously fast. You have to have power to do that too. My little Prius that we've got is a plug-in Prius, and it gets like 11 miles before you have to kick things on. And if you do go up a hill or something, then the motor kicks on. The little hamsters start running. And so, there's not much there, but apparently they've got pretty powerful electric engines.
Okay. You guys want to get all pimped out. You go to freedomsphoenix.com. On the left side, you'll see a bunch of stories on the left bar, and it says Top Tech News. You click on that, it's just technology.
Right.
It's all what's going to free people. Then we created above that is pirateswithoutborders.com. It's all the pirate stuff. Belay the state, belay that order. Ignore the go to pirates. Pirateswithoutborders.com. At the top, we have 8 categories. It's like communication, energy, shelter, health, food and water, that kind of thing. You go in there and you hit energy, and it's all, you go to that page and you look down, you scroll down, and you have all of the tech that decentralizes that particular category down to the individual to allow you to be autonomous, get away from the grid. We're not off the grid. We're above the grid. We got our pirate ship.
Well, I mean, and
Spaceship.
that's what I want to talk to you about is that you've got these fantastic ideas that sound crazy on their face, but I mean, you've been researching this stuff like most of your life, and I am sold and ready to go when Ernie makes his floating city in the sky.
You guys have no idea how. You want me to rock your world? We come back. I'll tell you what's fusion. Freaking batteries, warp engines the size of walnuts.
855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE here on Free Talk Live.
Most of you know that heart disease is the #1 silent killer in the U.S. What if I told you for just $54.95 a month you could fight against heart disease naturally? At Heart and Body Extract, we've been helping thousands of people get back to a healthier heart. Don't just take my word for it. Check out all of the success stories at hbextract.com, or to order, call 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. hbextract.com. Don't risk it when you can take charge of it.
When you have a pain in the neck, a real pain in the neck, back, shoulder, or legs, you now have 2 convenient choices to get fast relief without taking another pill. Because now, Sunny Bay heating wraps and pillows are available at both Amazon and Walmart. Yes, see Sunny Bay's 4.5 to 5-star customer reviews on Amazon.com or Walmart.com. Our microwavable heat wraps, heatable neck pillows, and extra large body wraps are designed better for perfect support where and when you need it. Even while driving, Sunny Bay wraps will not burn and stay balanced to provide soothing hot or cold therapy to help treat temporary or chronic pain. And the best part, Sunny Bay quality products start at under $20. Join thousands of happy customers and see why Sunny Bay products have a lifetime 100% positive rating on both Amazon and Etsy. It's easy. Click Amazon or Walmart and search today for Sunny Bay.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Sling bow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of sling bow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
Don't you hate that feeling in the pit of your stomach when the police pull you over? Most people have no idea how to handle it properly, and they promptly get fed into the municipal fee-generating meat grinder. Or maybe you recall that feeling you get when you go to the mailbox and see one or more letters from the IRS. You get a sense of impending doom, don't you? So let me ask you, if you could learn how to use the law to beat the IRS, traffic tickets, almost any courtroom scenario, collectors, credit card debt, and even mortgage debt because of fraud perpetrated against you, would that be worth knowing about? Don't laugh. Investigate. Check out the life-changing benefits of the Lighthouse Law Club at their website, lighthouselaw.club. That's lighthouselaw.club. And while you're at it, visit the Lighthouse Law Club YouTube channel. You might be in for a pleasant surprise.
The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's Bitcoin.com.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. Call in, talk about whatever's on your mind. It's Mark with you.
Ernest Hancock.
And Jay.
855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE, as in freedom. Want to tell you about the AMP program. Go to amp.freetalklive.com and do as Eric Haley has done. Eric has amplified the show, and we wish you would too. If you like the ideas of being able to call in and talk about whatever you want, the idea that other people can, this creation of free speech, it's amp.freetalklive.com. Let's go to the phone lines. We've got Robin calling in on the Discord lines. Robin, you're on Free Talk Live.
So I'm a healthcare provider, and I want to start off by saying that I have yet to get my money from Big Pharma. So if anyone knows how I can do that, I would appreciate them sharing that information because I could use it.
Same here. I want to know, aren't the Bilderbergers supposed to be writing me a check because I'm the media?
I could tell you how to get Big Pharma money.
Yeah, me too.
Just shill for them. I sell Lady Hay, and her job, she's a sexy, good-looking blonde, and her job is to go in there and just shill pharmaceuticals, and that's what she does. She goes to
pharmaceutical sales.
Yep, that's what she does.
That is a way. Unfortunately, I prefer direct care to patients, and I like sleeping at night and things like that.
That's the problem.
So most of us actually do. Well, most of us have values and ethics, and like really want to help people.
Absolutely.
To be honest, and I'm gonna I had 3 points, but the first one I'm gonna get to is not to sound ugly, but the reason that pills are rampant is a free market principle. They're in demand.
Yep.
As a healthcare provider, I can tell you right now, we are taught and encouraged to tell patients to change their lifestyles, to exercise more, to eat right, things like that. Most folks don't want to hear it. They want a pill. They want a pill that's going to fix it. And that's the sad truth. And because Medicare mandates that many folks, hospitals, providers, based on what's called patient satisfaction scores, we have to keep the patients happy.
Agreed.
Or they don't get paid.
Point two.
And well, a lot of people, as I said, they want a prescription. They want a prescription, be it antibiotics, be it pain meds, be it blood pressure, be it weight loss medications, you name it. They do not want to be told to change their lifestyle.
You won't get me to argue about that one. That's for sure. It's a real problem that people want antibiotics to treat a virus, and it's creating all kinds of problems. So what's the next point?
So that's my first point. Yep. I don't want to hear anyone blaming Big Pharma for everyone being on pills. People are on pills because they want pills. The second thing is talking about prescription prices being high. That is actually, in my opinion, due to crony capitalism and regulations, and I'm using air quotes, to keep children safe. One of the best examples I have is the whole deal where last year, EpiPens were like $600.
Yep.
The whole thing with that was the government schools, there was a mandate to, of course, keep our children safe, that any kid that had any kind of allergy that required an epinephrine shot, which you can get plain epinephrine in a needle for a few dollars.
Yeah, pennies.
However, because of safety,
they like that pen.
Well, and the pen had certain ways that it was put together. There's generic pens, but basically somebody, if you want me to pull an article and post it in the Discord, I can, but there was someone who was part of Congress or related to somebody in Congress who was part of the pharmaceutical company that made EpiPen, and they were part of designing this regulation that the distribution mechanism for the epinephrine had to meet certain safety specifications, which essentially blocked out any other competitors that made any kind of injectable epinephrine. So you had to have EpiPens. And because your school required you to purchase an EpiPen to be kept at the school, you had to purchase two. You had to one to keep on your kid when you had your kid yourself,
and then
and one
to
send to the government school. Yes, so you had every parent that had a kid like this was required to at least purchase the one to go to the government school.
Artificial demand was created through crony capitalism. All right, number two, check.
Couldn't happen without taxation.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, and the third one, and I hate this, but it's true. Single payer is inevitable.
Inevitable. Yep, we said that on air.
Well, okay, but right now Medicare already determines how much reimbursement is. The private insurance companies actually base that off Medicare rates.
Yep.
And so it's coming. The only alternative to it at this point is probably going to be something called concierge medicine.
Yep.
So
hopefully they won't make that illegal, but it'll be like sending your kid to private school. You'll have to pay for every other fat guy who smokes medical care, but you can get a doctor to come to your house and take care of you. Then again, you could move to Mexico.
Well, I'm not a U.S. citizen. I live in a New Hampshire nation, and I'm not paying any income tax. I'm not paying any participating in any United States stuff, any federal taxes whatsoever. I'm not paying that crap. And there's a lot of people who aren't.
You choose not to. That's for sure.
This is
Robin. I thank you for the call. I do not disagree with anything you've had to say.
I have an opinion.
Go ahead. Go ahead. It's your time for your opinion.
Well, nobody ever asked why. And when I first started doing radio in 2003, I'm going like this. I get it. Nobody asked why. Why do they need EpiPens? Why are they sick? Why are you sending them to school? Why are they requiring it? Why? And it goes back to the same thing. Freedom's the answer. What's the freaking question? The problem in Arizona, because just the attitude's different, I guess, the culture, they have a thing called naturopathic MDs. It's NMDs. They can write prescriptions and they can do minor surgeries and stitch you up and do whatever. Well, they have naturopathic schools, and they were separate. They weren't governed by the medical boards because they didn't want, we don't want that. It's like they threw them in with chiropractors. You know, they're the crazy people over there. We don't have anything to do with them. Well, when they started mandating all this, you got to get shots, you got to have this, everybody, oh, heck no, this baby visit, another opportunity for them to stick your kid with something, notions and potions from the crown. They go, nope, we're not doing it. Go pediatricians, we found out that they get a bonus from the pharmaceutical no, I think it was a government thing too. They get bonuses if they meet a certain percent, like 95%, it's like close to 100% of their patients are fully vaccinated. They're on the schedule. When they do that, then they get bonuses. So when my children, I have 4 children and 12 grandkids. I'm 58, 12 grandkids. They go in and say, nope, we're not vaccinated. No, we're good. We're not doing. They pressure them. Finally, they just said, screw you. They go to a naturopath pediatrician. It's like, we're over here now. The reason was, and they would kick, I don't want you as a patient. Why? Because if they drop below a certain percentage, they don't get their boat. Also, it's that simple.
Also, what I've noticed is here in New Hampshire, we got a lot of earthy, crunchy, homeschool, not getting vaccinated moms. It's a big part of the community. And I've gone to like a 4th of July party I went to a couple years ago up here, and there was like 2 kids that just were not at the level of all the other kids. Well, these 2 kids were the Muggle kids from down the street. These guys were not into freedom. They weren't libertarians. But they're just friendly neighbors of some libertarians who were throwing a 4th of July party. And actually, it was funny. These couple people were like wearing American flag T-shirts, and everybody else is wearing Liberty and Ron Paul and Anarchy T-shirts. Well, so I started asking about talking to one lady and a kid, and I'm like, so you get your kids vaccinated? Oh yeah, my kids are up to shot and all the vaccines.
We know.
And so at some other events I go to, there's a whole bunch of homeschool unvaccinated kids, and every now and then there's a couple of kids that are vaccinated, and I have definitely can usually pick out the ones that are, because they're just like,
Is it because of the T-shirts?
No, it's just because all the kids are about they're all 3 to 10, and they're all playing together, and they're all doing kind of the same things, and there's just a couple of kids who are just more interested. They're just seemed like lagging. They seem slow. Make sure that one doesn't have any peanuts. And another thing is all these kids are allergic to all this stuff. They're all vaccinated.
I'm old enough, and I'm in the grandkid thing, and I remember. Going to church, and you would have the daycare, or the Sunday school,
school, yeah.
The babysitting your kids. But it was you had maybe some special needs, a couple of kids or so on. When they started the mandating, of the vaccines, and by the early '90s, it really started. You could
Didn't everybody get a vaccine back when we were kids, Ernie?
But there were once 70, 80 of them. That
much is true. And if you had some kind of peanut allergy, you'd have just been dead. That's what you fed kids in the 70s and 80s.
When they did the vaccine, the liability elimination for pharma that they lobbied for and got, and then they created the vaccine court and all that kind of crap. There is no testing for vaccines. There's no liability. So if they call it a vaccine, then they require it. Woohoo! We're gonna make us some money.
855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE here on Vaccine Talk Live.
Balance of Nature. Changing the world, one life at a time.
My blood work with my doctor is the best it's ever been. All my numbers. And this is the only supplement I take now. Whatever I'm doing, he said, keep it up.
We're landlords, and I have about 3 people moving in, and it's been very strenuous, but I have the energy to do it, thanks to, Balance of Nature.
My blood work has been getting better and better every 6 months, and I have no explanation for it other than I'm taking a Balance of Nature. All the numbers are always changing for the better, every blood test.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. Call or go online now and become a preferred customer, which gives you our best pricing and free shipping. And we'll take off an additional $25 on your first order. This will be a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call 800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code FTL.
So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 2 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. Online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,481, silver at $17.41, and Bitcoin is trading around $8,160. Today's prices are brought to you by InnoScale. Take off with Managed Cloud. Looking for a safe, secure way to store your important files online? Let InnoScale handle it for you. Their high-availability cloud servers are the perfect solution for clients needing 1 or more secure, scalable servers with built-in hardware failover protection. For details, see them online at innoscale.net. In the news, Kurdish forces in northern Syria announced on Sunday that the Syrian government has agreed to deploy troops to battle an ongoing Turkish offensive against the Kurds, after U.S. Defense Secretary Mark Esper confirmed that President Donald Trump has ordered the withdrawal of the remaining 1,000 American troops in the region. Following a call with the Turkish leader last weekend, Trump withdrew about 50 U.S. troops from the Turkey-Syria border. Critics accuse Trump of betraying Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces, who allied with the United States in the fight against the Islamic State. Turkey on Wednesday launched airstrikes and ground incursions targeting Kurdish-held areas. Tens of thousands of civilians have fled northern Syria amid Turkey's incursion. According to The Guardian, about 130,000 people have been displaced in Syria in the operation so far, with at least 60 civilian casualties in Syria and 18 dead in Turkey. The Liberty Beat is sponsored in part by Brave Botanicals. High-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven and believes so strongly in the power of kratom, they're giving it away for free. Just go to freeounceofkratom.com for a free ounce of kratom delivered to your door. Just pay shipping. That's freeounceofkratom.com. This is the latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Find us online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. Your news now continues. Instead of reaching for his pepper spray, his taser, or a baton, a DeKalb County, Georgia police officer drew his gun and killed an unarmed and naked veteran suffering from bipolar and post-traumatic stress disorders. Charged with felony murder and several other charges in 2016, the officer claimed the unarmed veteran was aggressively charging towards him, even though witnesses disputed his official version of events. After a years-long battle, the case has finally come to a close, and the officer who killed Anthony Hill was found guilty on several charges, but found not guilty on the 2 counts of felony murder. After deliberating for 6 days, the jury found the former officer, Robert Olson, not guilty of felony murder. However, they did find him guilty of aggravated assault, 2 counts of violation of oath, and making a false statement. He now faces the possibility of 35 years behind bars. After the verdict was read aloud, Activist Post reports Olson's wife left the courtroom in tears. A former NASA scientist has written that he is convinced that the U.S. Space Agency found evidence of life on Mars in the 1970s, but the data was largely ignored. The stunning admission by Gilbert Levin, the former principal investigator for the labeled release experiment on NASA's Viking mission to Mars, came in an op-ed recently published in Scientific American. In the article, the engineer and inventor is clear that he believes he found convincing proof of the existence of living microorganisms on Mars in 1976. But the agency has since been unwilling to acknowledge what he sees as a clear fact. Levin is hardly a conspiracy theorist or a fringe ufologist. In addition to participating in the important 1976 NASA mission, he's a respected engineer and inventor who founded the successful research company Spherix. However, NASA believed that the only thing found was a substance that mimicked life, but wasn't truly alive. Levin accuses the space agency of then proceeding to ignore the findings. Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can. Just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
Markets went into a frenzy today after the price of money suddenly skyrocketed to $90 a dollar. Onion reporter spoke to economics professor Mark Cosgrave about the soaring cost of U.S. currency and the impact of increasingly unpredictable dollar-to-dollar rates.
Right now, money prices are steeply rising with no signs of slowing down. This morning alone, the price of dollars nearly tripled, with 1 cent worth approximately $6. That's exponentially higher than even a week ago when money was trading at roughly $53 on the dollar. To put it bluntly, we're now in the midst of a national economic crisis.
According to Cosgrave, the abrupt spike in dollar prices initially caused many Americans to hold on to their money, hoping that the $90 cost of dollars would soon dip back down. But as prices continued to climb, investors panicked and began purchasing as much money as possible.
But with the cost of quarters hitting $4.97 and the $5 bill jumping to a 12-year high of $372, the days when you could get $30 or $40 for just a couple of bucks are unfortunately long gone.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
It's Free Talk Live. Kicking off the second hour. It's Mark with you.
Ernest Hancock.
And Jay.
And you can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That's what we do here on Free Talk Live. So we've got kind of a few floating topics that need to be addressed, fellas. We've got the story from Reason that we were reading. Plus, we need to talk about Ernie's floating city idea, whatever it is.
That freaking pirate ship, man. Gotta have a pirate ship.
Pirate ships in the sky. And we have to take your calls as they come in. Let's go to Dylan calling in from Virginia. Dylan, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello.
I have one request before anything. Can you guys wish my friend Jim Leahy a happy birthday?
Jim, happy birthday, man.
I don't know who Jim Leahy is.
I don't know. Happy birthday anyway.
I don't think you know him.
Okay. Anybody who repeats somebody's name over and over again makes me think that there's some kind of YouTube pranker and that they're trying to push their YouTube video stream thing.
Yeah, so what?
Well, I got a joke for you guys. Are you ready?
I have my hand over the dump button. Yes.
Oh. What? All right. Nigga.
Okay. Hey, young gentleman from Twitch, we've done this before.
I know, Mark's got it going on, man. You're way more trusty than me. I'm more trusty than you, I guess.
No, I am not a fool. Like, I've done this before. If you are between the ages of 15 and 27 and you are male, I got your number.
I got my finger on the button.
I already know what's going to happen.
Did it tell you his name on there when
it says Dylan?
Oh, okay.
You know,
did it tell you his age?
It's been a long time since I've had a dump button.
Yeah, because you don't take any calls, right?
Sometimes, not usually, because I usually do interviews, and when I don't, I got stuff to say, man. It's my freaking show. Get your own damn show.
And you don't care if people swear in your show. You're not really worried about FCC
I care
stuff?
because Ian calls me and says, you're set at now. I can put you on freaking, filthy, stinking mouth, check the box, not work friendly, whatever the hell. But he goes, but I got you on family kind. I can uncheck that. No, I'm good. I'll be good. I'll be good.
That's how it's done. So tell me about the pirate ship.
Well, this is it. Okay, I'll tell you how this happened. A couple of years ago, there was a newspaper article that came out of Iceland that said, or from New York Times or something, that Iceland had election. Now, keep in mind, Iceland was the only ones that jailed bankers. When the financial crash came, they were like, screw this, man. We're out. We know who did this, and you're going to jail.
We need to do that in New Hampshire pretty soon. Yeah.
So what happened, the Iceland people, they, just dissolved their government or something, and they picked new representatives out of the phone book or threw darts or drew straws or whatever, reconstituted, said, yep, that was that old government. You go talk to them, man. We don't know you crap. So then they just kind of started over. Well, they had the pirate party in Europe was going around. Rick Falkman there, we had him on the show and so on. Yeah, and he's started the pirate party about the same time the Levolution was kicking. Well, they kind of crossed over. Levolution kind of went to over in Europe, and it was Banksy had a graphic that we co-opted, and they co-opted our and whatever. But then over here, of course, the pirate party was a thing. Well, then I saw this article, and it was like a few years ago, and it was pirate party don't mean nothing. They only won 16% of Parliament.
Only, huh?
Yeah, I go. What?
That's a veto power almost.
Yeah, the first time coming out, 16% of problem. Like, what the heck are they talking about? So I go, oh, it's on. Here we go. So I go, yeah, we're going to embrace pirate. Yeah, the word pirate. Just do it because they're going to call anybody that's, against all flags, you're a pirate, as if that was a bad thing, okay? So I'm going, oh, yeah, you pirate software, you pirate this, you pirate pharmaceutical, you pirate. It kind of sounds like another word for freedom, okay? So I'm going, yep, here it comes. So as we started to look into it, we found out that the pirates, they weren't pirates because they were raping and pillaging. Heck, the Crown did that. It was called privateers. They gave you a letter of marque, and you go out, and you may rape, pillage, and take all the gold off to that Spanish galleon that stole it from the Incas and give it to the British Crown, and as long as we get a cut, we're good.
Yep, that's how it went.
And I go,
just like the cops today.
Yeah, no, exactly. Thank you. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? They weren't pirates. They were privateers operating under a letter of marque from the crown. But the pirates, they were escaped, shanghaied and forced into service in the Navy of whatever, escaped slaves, didn't like the system back then. They just wanted to get away from this elite, aristocratic kind of we rule you crap. And they would have their own ship. They would smuggle. They were like the Serenity, Captain Mal. We're just doing Firefly kind of stuff. So I'm going, okay. So these pirates were pirates because they were against all flags. Now, as the British Crown and the French and Spanish and Portuguese, they're all fighting each other. But man, they came together to go after them pirates because they were against all flags. And I go, the revolution, the mindset, the freedom down to the individual to where any minority, any race, any religion, any gender, which they just had two back then, you have, the men and women could be captains of ships.
There are female captains of pirate ships.
Absolutely. And how do you keep a pirate crew from killing you? I'm going, they're pirates that are armed. How the hell do you do that? How they did it is they elected their captain. It was a democratic system.
Makes sense.
They had workman's compensation. They had, if you lost an arm or a leg, you got so many. It was amazing. But when they were in battle, the captain was a freaking captain, man. You didn't question battle.
Well, that's because you need a captain for a ship. It just doesn't work with three captains all screaming orders at once. They knew that, and that's what they worked with.
And you had like the equal to the captain, I think it was like the quartermaster. It was represented the crew, and they do, whatever. So the point is Davi Barker from Bitcoin Not Bombs and I, work on this together. And I love writing the letters. You go to the Letters of Captain Mark is a book on Amazon. We have a book. And then you have the, and it's updated now, and the updated Letters of Captain Mark. It's called the Letters of Mark. Now, Reprisal is the female character. She writes from a female perspective, like on firearms, self-defense, on anti-war, on the justice system. And the recent one of all the letters is Scuttlebutt. And it's all about reputation. Pirates live by their reputation. Your reputation precedes you. And who gives the reputation? They have a reputation. So we don't call them white papers. They're called like black papers. So the second letter of Captain Mark is on alternative currencies. It's like a cryptocurrency thing. Then we had the third letter is hailing frequencies invisible to the crown. It's on pirate communications, the importance of privacy. Then the first one is, bite me, and that's why I'm a pirate and whatever. And then you have it on intellectual property. Dr. Idris Barber is on healthcare. All the vaccine kind of stuff is in there.
Yeah,
in pirate speak,
Read that Dr. Idris Barber. I pass that on to a lot of people. I tell people to go pirateswithoutborders.com. Click on health. I'm sorry, not health. Letters of Mark, and the second one is Idris Barber. And
Dr. Idris Barber. Idris is Arabic for scribe. And the reason we have that character on the ship is because it's always in the Wild West, it was the barber that was the dentist and had the hacksaw for the limbs of whatever, right? But he sees and he's the barber, so he sees the crew all the time. So he's kind of looking kind of peaked here. You need some more oranges or whatever, So he becomes the doctor and kind of the voice of the crew. Then the Precariat we have one on.
That's the name of the ship.
Now the Precariat, where that came from, is interesting. The Precariat was a word at Bilderberger. Luke Radowski went a few years ago, and they had a thing. We got to deal with this populism and this Trump thing, and we got the rise of the precariat. And I'm like, what the hell is a precariat? So I looked it up. A guy named Guy Stanley was the economist in Britain that wrote a book about the rise of the precariat. It's all those people that have big student loans and no job, and they don't know anything, and they are millennials of, I got a commercial, I want the next iPhone, everything, and I have no way to pay for it. They live a precarious existence.
Oh, so
the precariat.
I see.
And I go, that's the ship. Precarious existence. Woo!
The number is 855-450-3733. Call in, ask Ernie about his little plans here. 855-450 free here on Free Talk Live.
Warning, this is a privacy alert. You are being spied on right now, as I speak, by your phone. If you want this to stop, visit GoDarkBags.com and we'll show you how elite military units protect themselves and how you can too. GoDark Bags are lab tested and guaranteed for life. Visit GoDarkBags.com now and enter discount code FTL to save 15%. That's GoDarkBags.com. Discount code FTL. Your privacy depends on it. End transmission.
Anarchapulco is the world's foremost conference for voluntarist thinkers and activists, held in beautiful Acapulco, Mexico. Share ideas on how to live free and escape the clutches of the state. Their unparalleled lineup of speakers will discuss entrepreneurship, investments, politics, philosophy, health, sustainability, lifestyles, and personal relationships. Stay in a world-class resort and enjoy the sun and beaches. February the 13th through the 16th, visit anarchapulco.com for early bird pricing and 10% off with coupon code FTL.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
With Fortune DNA, you can invest in anything you want to, 100% tax-free for you and your heirs, and use your money before you're 59 and a half, without ever losing your principal, all with the blessing of the IRS. Avoid the volatility of the market, put certainty back in your investing future, and keep full access to your money with Fortune DNA. Join us at dna.freetalklive.com for more details and your exclusive invitation to the free webinar on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Register now at dna.freetalklive.com.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this, right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it, and once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world, so I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here, and I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, connect with others via the forum at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com. So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM. The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. Call in, talk about whatever's on your mind. We're talking with Ernest Hancock of Declare Your Independence about his big plans here with a flying pirate ship and the whole deal. But first, I want to tell you about Fortune DNA. Would you like to learn about how the ultra wealthy take their retirement accounts and make them legally 100% tax-free? Have your money liquid and invest in literally anything you want to, completely tax-free with the blessing of the IRS. And no, it's not a Roth. Visit dna.freetalklive.com for your exclusive invitation to the free webinar on Tuesday, October the 22nd at 8 p.m. With Fortune DNA, you can invest in anything you want to, 100% tax-free. For you and your heirs, use your money before you're 59 and a half without ever losing your principal. Avoid the volatility of the market, but certainly put certainty back into your investing future and keep full access to your money with Fortune DNA, the #1 asset protection and tax strategy firm in the country. Join the ultra wealthy by using a 160-year-old investing program that's no longer exclusive. Visit dna.freetalklive.com for more details and your exclusive invitation to the free webinar on Tuesday, October the 22nd at 8 p.m. dna.freetalklive.com. So, Ernie, please go on with your plans for the precariat here.
Go ahead and go to pirateswithoutborders.com. The audience can do it too. I'm shocked that you haven't seen this. You see on the top left up there where it says precariat, take the tour.
Okay, I have seen this. Yep.
Okay, the tour. It's the ship. You guys, you haven't seen the video of the ship? Oh my God! Okay, watch. There it is.
Yes, I have seen this video.
Okay, so I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to, man.
So this is a big pink
1,000
balloon.
No, that's the airbag in it.
Right, the airbag.
It's an airship.
Yeah.
But it's in the shape of you got to go see it. It has 6 ducted fans, thrusters, rocket engines. It's a spaceship that is lighter than air.
Can it go into space?
Yeah.
How far into space?
Into far enough I can't see Earth space. I'm going to Mars, man. What the hell?
This thing can fly to Mars.
Why not?
I don't know.
It's 1,000 feet long.
You
see the upper deck on this, the atrium. There's another one that shows the skylight that's in the big top floor. That's where Steven and Derek J are putting the space disco. So they're designing the disco there. Now Cameron is just a listener that when we were going on about this, he's like, all of a sudden it's like 5 months later, he sends me an email and this is done. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So we bought a laser, one of these K40 lasers, and we just had ours delivered to Bob's like a few days ago. And we're going up to Derek Slopey's in Maine because he has one, and he's going to kind of give us some props. We ordered a bunch of extras to make it go whir. We're cutting out the bulkheads to build an RC version of this.
Radio controlled.
Yeah.
So tell me how a blimp, this is basically what this is, a blimp covered in sheet metal. Right?
Graphene.
What's that? Graphene. How do you get a blimp to go into space? I don't understand. I mean,
why would you?
I don't know. I mean, have blimps gone into space yet? We have blimps. We have space. Has it happened?
They have designed ones that go to the edge of space so they can do communications. That's what a lot of these, are going to be doing. And they have solar
They have to have
panels
people
up.
in, right?
They don't have to.
No, I'm saying they have not
They'd
had.
be autonomous. But, the big thing is it's like Spaceship One. We were there when Spaceship One first civilian in space happened back in June of 2004. I made it with my audience, out of Phoenix, Arizona. I was like, man, woohoo, we're going. And we went and we were there and we had the signs, Spaceship One, Government Zero. And Burt Rattan came over and grabbed that sign from us, went to the press conference, and he held it up and got all kinds of trouble. You put in Spaceship One, Government Zero in an image search, you will see it, okay? Yeah. Now, the thing is that we understood what was going to happen. What they did is they had White Knight 1, took the ship up, high in the atmosphere, like 60, 70,000 feet, dropped it, and then it went up.
Yeah.
What this does, it just airship, it goes up, and it has the thrusters and the drone. It can get up high. Well, then you turn on the Raptor engines, and now you're in orbit without having to go through all that.
How much fuel is it required to get out? Like, I imagine you can go quite high if you have basically helium in this bag.
We can do helium. You go to the pirateswithoutborders.com forum, and it's called The Big Idea, and it's just us just getting started on talking about it. We haven't even really pushed the design for them. We're just now got to the point that we have actual graphics and floor plans and layouts and what we're doing. And the first thing is how much lift you can get per square meter of helium or hydrogen. Hydrogen is a lot more buoyant. A lot of people, they get all freaked out about hydrogen, but
because of the Duesenberg or whatever.
The Hindenburg. And but that wasn't the helium that was burning. It was the aluminum coating that did all that fire. The helium just goes up, and it's gone in a minute.
But the Hindenburg really did put a crimp in blimp style for a very long time.
It's coming back. About a year and a half ago, when I first made the presentation,
one of the guys from Google has ordered up.
Sergey Brin is building one right not later. It's going to come out. He's going to live on it. Of course, he's going to do humanitarian aid delivery of I'm living on it. Get over it. So that's what. But
this is fascinating because, there are people that go and get, say, catamarans. Right? And they live out in the water and try to, avoid.
They got submarines now.
They've got submarines. Ways to sort of get away from things. With a submarine, you can basically go down beneath the waves and the weather doesn't bother you at all. And this is true with this. Are we calling it a blimp? An airship. This airship is you can go above the weather too.
Absolutely. The thing is that it has 6 ducted fans that give it lift. You want to have some buoyancy. Hopefully, we've done the math on it, and we get it's 1.2 million pounds of. So that's kind of it better be really light. Well, what happened? You know me, I grow carbon nanotubes for my nickel iron batteries. And a tube furnaces. Blah 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 blah. I knew this carbon thing was coming. So here comes graphene. I remember in 91, Popular Science magazine, a buckyball. I've been telling my kids as they grow up. 3 of my kids worked at Honeywell Aerospace. 2 of them still do. One's got as a project manager, a big giant aerospace, blah, blah, blah. The point is I go, look, it's manufacturing of new materials, and it's here. You want to know? Go to piratesoutboarders.com. At the very top in the middle, it says build the ship. You go there, and it's all the tech that's going. They go, oh, the front's glass. Why would you? Oh, my God, it's transparent. That's the strongest part of the whole damn ship. It's like almost a 10 hardness. They got transparent titanium now. Hell, it might as well be Star Trek 4.
So this is the idea for the carbon nanotube coating on the precariat here.
It's graphene. It's like tubes. It's sheets.
Is the purpose of that for little meteors so it doesn't pop the balloon?
No, because it's light and a single layer of graphene, you put a pencil on it, and the weight of an elephant, it doesn't penetrate it. So it's strong, but it also contains helium atoms. So that is why we can coat it with that. You can put one of the,
you can coat the graphene with helium atoms?
No, it can't escape it.
Okay.
The bag. But the thing is that you can coat it, with the plating, and it be a vacuum inside. That was Jim Cantrell's idea. He goes, why don't you just vacuum it out?
Is the bag carbon nanotubes too, or
no,
graphene?
No, it's graphene.
Okay,
which is carbon.
855-450-3733. We're going to find out more about this. Free Talk Live.
I want to tell you about my favorite cryptocurrency wallet, Edge Wallet, at edge.app. Edge is the wallet I use more than any other, and that was true long before Edge Wallet became a sponsor of Free Talk Live. Edge Wallet allows you to buy, sell, trade, and securely hold your cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, tokens, Monero, Ripple, Dash, Bitcoin Cash, and more. It's available for both Android and iOS, and you can download it via the Play or App Store or via Edge Wallet's website, edge.app. Secure your freedom with Edge Wallet.
Divvy is crypto made easy. Anyone can use Divvy to securely and seamlessly spend, earn, store, or exchange digital money, the US dollar, and euros. Divvy is fast. Transactions happen in seconds with fewer fees. While other altcoins are languishing, the Divvy price has risen substantially against BTC. Now's the time to make a switch to Divvy or make your start with cryptocurrency with Divvy. Visit DivvyProject.org. Divvy is crypto made easy. Plus one-click masternodes. DivvyProject.org. Again, DivvyProject.org.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market.
Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing. To be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com.
You know how annoying it is when someone keeps stopping mid-sentence as though he or she were asking you a series of questions? Avoid doing that. It sounds unnervingly tentative, and it imposes upon the listener to help you complete the thought. And if you're a job seeker, this alone could be a deal killer. An effective communicator sounds more confident. Complete the thought. Avoid making the listener impatient. With money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important. Cutting through the clutter rather than blending into the blah, blah, blah will help you connect better no matter what the conversation. For more tips, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook. Survivalspeech.com.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. Call in, talk about whatever's on your mind. We're talking to Ernest Hancock of Declare Your Independence. By the way,
and Jay Noon, my favorite peoples.
I was going to do the introductions, but that's basically it. My name's Mark, and we're talking about his plans, idea, schematics. I'm not exactly sure.
This is the point. People don't understand why we're doing this.
Well, before you go on, hold on, because once you get going, I don't get a word in edgeways here. Help me take Bitcoin.com. If you got a retail business, that retail business needs to accept cryptocurrency. You know you do. We make it easy. Help me take Bitcoin.com. That's really all you need to know. It's going to take you less than 5 minutes to get set up. You don't need to beg a bank, because why should you to accept money? Help me take Bitcoin.com.
Thank you. Yeah, AnyPay. Derek J. and Steven, they made it but simple. Can I say but on here?
Yes.
But make sure you get AnyPay.
So is it Grandma Just Button approved?
Grandma freaking Just Button. Okay, this is where that came from. When I'm 58, so I'm not like a kid, but I'm not an idiot, What happens is when you're doing crypto or any of this stuff, that everybody said, you got to put Linux. I can't believe you're doing another Windows upgrade. Blah, 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 blah. You got to do Linux. So you try and do Linux, and it doesn't work. Or you got to wipe off. You got to go, what? They go, you adjust this and you just come over here and show me this just thing you're talking about. They start banging on the keyboard, and I go, that looked like 47 just buttons there. I don't know what the heck you're talking about. So when they did crypto, I would scream. I'm going, man, you need to get me a Grandma Just Button, because I'm thinking my wife. I want to make sure that when I load something on her phone,
she can run a computer. She runs one every single day to run your show.
Yeah. But I don't want to have to explain how to do crypto.
No. I mean, it should be easy.
And I wanted it easy. So then it started, like Airbits kind of started it, and then it went from there. So I'm looking for a grandma just button. That's what J means. Okay. The concept is 100 kilometers up is sovereign space. Now, of course, now we got Space Force. It's going to, we rule the moon and Mars and wherever human DNA expands, and that's our jurisdiction because so saith Uncle Sam or something. I mean, I don't care. Because you're out there in the asteroid belt. I'm not waiting for the Alliance government to come out and, protect my property rights.
It'll be there.
They'll say they are, whether they are or not, But exponentially, as you get further and further, they don't matter. So the thing is that the jurisdiction of governments has been last week is up to 100 kilometers. So 62 miles, what that is. So our slogan is anarchy is only 62 miles away with an arrow pointing up. It's just a mindset.
How about freedom? How about freedom's just 62 miles away?
Well, no rulers.
All right.
The same thing.
No, I like to say I'm a non-archist.
But everybody likes freedom. Not everybody likes anarchy.
Because anarchy's just got a a bad reputation to the word because most people don't know what it means.
About what
I know you're not.
Wants.
Just saying. You're not going to get me to say it. Freedom is just 62 miles away with a big arrow pointing upward.
Okay, you can show me freedom with a ruler, then you can convince me. But
I'm not claiming that. I wouldn't claim that.
No, I get it. Now, what
if the rulers claim 62 miles up? Then you claim that freedom's above that.
Get me. So this is what happens. As time has gone on, the Orville, Seth MacFarlane, that does Family Guy and so on. He wanted to do the next Star Trek iteration. Yep. And they were kind of, fine, screw you. And he did the Orville. Well, the Orville
which is great.
Has fan club that was doing, they're doing a video game. Well, we kind of found out these guys, they go, ooh, man, we love you a long time. Well, because we did our animation of the pirate ship.
The Precariat.
They're going, wow, this is cool, and join the team.
See it for yourself at pirateswithoutborders.com.
Thank you. And Davi Barker, that was where he came in. He's going, we need to, kind of penetrate pop culture. We're going to go in and, get him the letters of Captain Mark. It kind of depicts, this concept of, freedom and whatever race you are, they're wanting freedom. So they were like, wow. That's good. They read the letters and they're talking about space. We're talking about AI. Because they had, the artificial intelligence character in Orville. God, what's his name? I've got.
I haven't watched enough of it to be able to.
Isaac. Okay, so Isaac is the artificial intelligence guy. It's our android, robot, whatever. So they were going, we think, you guys got it going on. Let's talk about. All of a sudden, they take the graphics, and we have the Precariat is one of the ship characters in the game.
Oh, really?
So
that's great.
The storyline, we have Captain Kidd, which is a kid. Now, the Mocklins are kind of a, forced single-sex race that
does
whatever.
Precariat have its own AI?
Yeah, it will.
Okay, it will, but it doesn't now. So can we call the AI the Ian? Because what he's got's kind of like intelligence.
You might. The reason the Precariat there's a lot of things that we've added to it. As you go on, Captain Mark, Marque, the letters of Mark.
As opposed to me.
Right. So Captain Mark, instead of a parrot, he has a big peacock. Because I got a peacock I have a couple of acres, and I got this big peacock. So I call him Cobalt. Well, the thing is that he sits on the shoulder, so the jacket of Captain Mark has the peacock feathers embroidered on the jacket. All right. Now, the parrot that is on Reprisal, the female character, the first mate, it is an extension of the AI of the Precariat. So it can go over and check out stuff and go look at the island, get a bird's eye view drone or whatever.
It's like Falcon's little backpack Red Wing thing. You didn't.
Right. Yeah, no, you're right. The little drone. Yeah. Right. That kind of thing. So, we just kind of have fun with this.
Now, hold on. Let me go to the phones here. But we'll go on. We have plenty of time for you, Ernie. Let's go to the phones. We got Andrew calling in from Georgia. Andrew, you're on Free Talk Live.
Yeah, how you doing?
All's well. What's on your mind?
A little while back, they had a debate at the Soho Forum. I don't know if you guys are aware of it or anything, but it was
heard the term.
Dave Smith, who's a podcaster.
And Nick Sarwark. I know what you're talking about.
What's that?
And Nick Sarwark. I know what you're talking about. I watched it.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, I know there's a little bit of a rift between some of the newer people that have come in through like the Mises Caucus and groups like that.
Riff where?
You know,
Who's got the riff?
I mean, just in terms of you know, like some people think they're trying to be more or too much purist about you know, who should be able to run and who should be the candidates and things like that. I've never heard you guys discuss that, and I was just interested what your thoughts on all that was.
Well, I really like it when the libertarians run libertarian candidates. You know, I mean, I liked Gary Johnson. I thought he was a pretty good choice as far as you know, things went. But I think that there were more pure candidates that could have been had. It's a difficult line to walk to determine. Do I want to be, you know, do we want somebody who's going to really give the libertarian message, or do we want somebody who has some name recognition and those sorts of things? Ernie, I know you ran for, was it president of the party, chairman of the party? What are your thoughts?
On this very issue, I'm going, seriously, you guys, you think, they go, we're, you know, the party of principle and so on, but we got to be practical, as if principle wasn't practical. You know, this is Bob Anderson and my thing for 25 years. We've been hammering on this stuff. And I ran for national chair, God, at least 4 times. It was just to make fun of them the whole time. And I'd be nice and go up, and I'm an activist and so on. But they're just like, when we did the Levolution, they were just thinking, yeah, it's the Bob Barr Levolution right now. Right, Ernie? And I'm like, you guys are killing me. You know, even if I said doesn't mean, it's not me. It's this philosophy. It's a no compromise, hardcore educational, moving the public opinion. I mean, that's all it's about, general public opinion. Even if you were to get elected on a lie, oh yeah, we're kind of practical, we're gonna fix it from the inside. If you didn't have the people put you there, it wouldn't stick anyway. It has to be principle. You have to know what you're voting for, get it, and maintain it. Because if you don't, it won't stick. So I am all about principle. If you don't do that, you're wasting your freaking time. In my humble opinion.
Andrew, hold the line. I want to give you a chance to talk here and have your thoughts on it too. The number, 855-450-3733. Free Talk Live, 855-450. Free, as in freedom. Check us out on the Discord lines, too. You can call in and sound great. Discord.freetalklive.com.
Tahibo Tea Club's original pure Pau d'Arco Super Tea comes from the only tree in the world that fungus doesn't grow on. So it naturally has antifungal, antiviral, antibacterial, anti-infection, anti-inflammation, and anti-parasite properties. But maybe more importantly, Tahibo Tea Club's original pure Pau d'Arco Super Tea builds corpuscles in the blood which carry oxygen to our organs and cells. Our organs and cells need oxygen to regenerate themselves. The immune system needs oxygen to develop, and cancer happens to die in oxygen. The tea is great for healthy people, and it can truly be miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to an infection, diabetes, or cancer. Tahibo Tea Club's original pure Pau d'Arco Super Tea is only $34.95 plus shipping. Order now at shopsupertea.com or call 818-984-6100. That's shopsupertea.com or call 818-984-6100. Shopsupertea.com.
Jake was in big trouble with the IRS. He owed how much? $92,000. Ouch. The IRS left no room for Jake to breathe.
They put a lien on my house, took all the money out of my bank account, took money out of my paychecks. So it was a nightmare.
He needed help fast.
I figured that all these companies were the same until I called Federal Tax Management. You could just tell they knew what they were talking about. Right then and there, I felt like I had some hope.
Stop the liens, levies, and garnishments fast and qualify for one of several special IRS programs that could reduce or even eliminate your tax debt. So, how'd it go for Jake?
They did what they said they would do. They came through for me. I ended up saving an unbelievable amount. I was so jazzed. I was extremely happy.
If you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes, take Jake's advice.
Give Federal Tax Management a phone call. If they help me, they can help anybody.
Call the Federal Tax Management Hotline now. 800-503-8625. 800-503-8625. 800-503-8625.
Free Talk Live.
3-year-old child lost his arm after being viciously attacked by a pit bull terrier earlier this month.
Gosh.
Now the incident has moved a state lawmaker to author legislation that will effectively ban the pit bull breed in the entire state of Oklahoma.
Wow. Wouldn't all of Mr. Wesselhoff's constituents be a little safer if we all just couldn't have any dogs at all?
That's true. It would guarantee that no one would be bitten by dogs.
Right, and no
What
cats.
about cats? They scratch people.
They do scratch people, and it leaves a nasty infection.
It could, certainly.
Certainly.
We should ban infections, too, while we're at it. I mean, while we're protecting everyone from everything.
Birds can carry the flu, we know that.
We should just exterminate all animals with teeth.
Well, forget the teeth. The birds have no teeth. I say we kill them all.
Just every animal out there. What about insects? You could just sign a law that bans mosquitoes.
That'd be great.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com. Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach tool to help new people discover cryptocurrency. It's a printable business card-sized tip that you can give to service providers, preferably in addition to a good cash tip. When the server scans the QR code, it'll bring up an explanation of cryptocurrency, how to install a wallet, and allow them to claim the tip. If they don't claim the crypto, you get your tip refunded to you after a time period you specify. Plus, if they do claim the tip, you get an email alert. Create as many tips as you want at cryptotip.org. That's cryptotip.org.
Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live had a call in here discussing the Libertarian Party and sort of its purity and what our thoughts were on the subject, and this is something that comes up in the libertarian spheres. And Free Talk Live we're much more about the philosophy of everything as opposed to political parties and those kind of things. But I often vote for the Libertarian candidate.
You're still voting?
Yes, well, yes, I am. I'm happy to talk to you about that, too. Let's talk about Bitcoin.com first, though, because Bitcoin.com supports all this stuff. Vote, don't vote, whatever. Check them out. They are the premier source for all information liberty-oriented. They have their own news staff at news.bitcoin.com. You can also go and get started with cryptocurrencies. You can buy Bitcoin Cash. You can get a wallet that'll hold Bitcoin Cash, whatever it is that you need. They've got it over at bitcoin.com. Again, it is bitcoin.com. Let's bring Andrew back on and get his thoughts about this this topic too. Andrew, you're back on Free Talk Live.
Yeah, and I'm not a person that's been in the movement as long as a lot of you. I only really got involved throughout that election of 2016 was the perfect storm that got me flipped over to it. And but I mean, I'm thinking I'd much rather vote for somebody that I can completely hold my head up, and walk out of there proud that I voted for him. And I didn't feel that way with Johnson. And in the end, I didn't vote for him. I wrote in my own candidate, but I don't know. On one hand, I feel guilty that I didn't because I didn't give that support.
Whoa. Well, let's stop right there, Andrew. Let's talk about what voting really is. Voting is the participation in a social ritual that is mathematically insignificant. All right. So you made the vote that you made at the time because that was the best decision that you could make in that booth. And I do hereby absolve you of any consequences of your actions, right? Like your vote did not make a difference. If I'm presuming you voted in Georgia, that vote didn't make a difference as to whether Hillary or Trump or Gary Johnson or anybody won, right? Like it's just the participation in a social thing. And that's I want to detach people's votes.
Yeah, don't be guilty.
From the ideas of liberty, because it's the ideas that matter, the direction you decide to apply them right now. So if you say you like Tulsi Gabbard in the Democratic National Convention here, and that you'd like to see her be the one that's running against Trump, fine. I agree with you. That's what I would like to see in that particular situation, too. There's going to be an election. One of those Democrats is going to win. The least distasteful to me is Tulsi Gabbard. I'd like to see that. Yeah. When it comes to the Republicans, I'm not fool enough to believe that anybody's going to take Trump down, so I'm just not even going to have an opinion on that subject. Looks like Trump's the man. And I'd like to see somebody who's a famous, great communicator, and a principled libertarian all fused into one that would run for office. But, so far, we really haven't got that guy.
I think if you're going to vote, we could do some voter activism this time around. I'm calling it disrupt the DNC by making yourself, first off, check your laws in your local area. Like here in New Hampshire, you have to be a registered either unenrolled or as a Democrat 90 days previous to primary day, which as of now is February 11th, according to what I Googled in New Hampshire. But your mileage may vary wherever you are. But if you
searched...
If you can, I searched. If you can, be in a position to vote in the Democratic primary for Tulsi Gabbard, I think you are doing activism that is disrupting the DNC. I don't believe the DNC is going to allow Tulsi to have enough votes to be the candidate to win it because it's all rigged. I think it's always rigged. I mean, we figured this out. With Ron Paul in 8 and 12, I was very, very involved, and things were changed.
I don't think things are rigged. I think that the deck is stacked, and I think that's something different. So rigged suggests nothing else can happen. And I don't think Trump.
It's called superdelegates.
Right. I don't think that Trump got through the Republican system. I don't think that he was the chosen one. I think there was supposed to be Jeb Bush, then maybe the Cruz fella, or whatever. But it was never supposed to be a Donald Trump. And the fact that he got through shows that the deck can be stacked against you and you can still win. But I don't feel like rigged is the right term.
Well, with the electronic voting machines, all the things I've seen, the videos I've watched,
they can be rigged. But I don't know if they are, and there's no way for us to say whether it's actually true or not. Let's go back to Andrew here. Do you have any other thoughts on this, Andrew?
Well, actually, I had kind of a related topic to quickly ask you about, and that is, I know that with the Mises Caucus going, I'm part of that.
With the Libertarian Party has a Mises Caucus?
Yeah,
okay.
Libertarian Mises Caucus. Michael Heiss put it together, and it's getting a lot of negative. Blowback from the mainstream party.
So,
calling them racist and all kinds of things like that, which I've not seen any evidence of, with people that I've spoken to with that.
It's a campaign, man. What do you think was going to happen?
Well, I hate the notion that libertarians are resorting to what the muggles do out there, which is, I don't have a really good argument for whatever your thing is, so I'm going to holler racist. I'm
Those
sad
are
to hear
left-wing
that.
Tactics.
Yeah.
Yeah, the party has gone way left-wing. In fact, we'll probably see Nick Sarwark, the national chair, Saturday. And he's from Phoenix. He just moved here. We're good friends. He's come in my studio.
Here
and
being
on
New
the
Hampshire.
show and, whatever. And he's made excuses for, I don't want to speak for him, but whatever. The point is that when I went to New Orleans, I've gone to all the national conventions since forever. And a lot of it's, to see friends. It's kind of, Drew Phillips put it best. It's like from Bitcoin and Bombs. He goes, the National Libertarian Convention is like the high school dance. It's where you go to find out where the real party for the cool kids are, And that's kind of what it is. So the Mises group that was down the street, it's kind of where the cool kids were, all right? I was at the party. They were worried. They were freaked out that this Mises Caucus had all the cool kids down there doing, what impact are they going to have on the convention? Really none, because they didn't care. It wasn't because I don't care. They were there representing, you had like Scott Horton and Tom Woods and Ron Paul Skyping in and, and a lot of the other guys there. And you could say, a lot of people we know. Well, I'm going, all right. I could see what was happening. It was principle versus this practicality kind of thing. And I'm going, I already know where this goes. I've been, Bob Anderson and I've been through this. Have we been through this a bunch of times? Yes, we have. Yes, we have. We already know where this goes. And I tell you, you stick to principle and you're so much better off mental health-wise. It's just this cognitive dissonance thing is not going to make you mentally ill. Just be principled, man. It's all good. Don't worry about it. You'll be right in the long run and the short run.
But is this a thing that just recurs like
always?
Like a thing? It just comes back every few years. And
I tell you this. This is gonna. I'm gonna clear the mind fog. You ready? Here it goes. It's called Steiger's Law. In Arizona, it was a congressman. That guy was libertarian. Whatever, doesn't matter. And it goes like this: whenever you create an organization or group around a movement or a cause, sooner or later, every stinking freaking time, the organization becomes more important than the reason you created it. Every time. So you got to be careful how this organization is set. Now, the Libertarian Convention, they have this, the pledge and the mission statement. We oppose the cult of the omnipotent state and defend the rights of the individual. It takes 7/8 in convention to change that. And these very guys that you're worried about want to get that out in the worst way. And the reason is they'll say, yeah, but it keeps some people from joining the party. And we're like,
we don't want those guys at the party.
Yeah, I'm like, that was the freaking point, you moron. God. And this is why I ran. So you're fine. Don't worry about it. The National Libertarian Party, it's going to go up and down and back and forth. It doesn't matter. It's the principles. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Well, it seems like there's a lot more being talked about in mainstream, mainstream media, but at least, you heard people talking about the deep state 5 years ago, and they would have thought you were a kook.
Yeah, absolutely. Deep state sounds like a kook term, but now it's getting used. It's in headlines. It's in Newsweek and Time magazine. They're talking about this idea. So, at some point or another, you have an effect. Andrew, I would say don't worry your little head. It's not like any of these people.
You're fine. You stay where you're good.
Yeah, they're not.
It all comes around.
They're not going to win anyway. So there you go. Thanks for the call. 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. I really do hope the Libertarians put up somebody who's, principled and great. I'll be hosting, I'll be emceeing the first Libertarian debate or second Libertarian, the next Libertarian debate in November down in Florence, South Carolina for the South Carolina Libertarian Party. And I'm excited to do it. And no matter who they put up, it's probably going to be the person I vote for because, look at my choices. 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE here on Free Talk Live.
Business owners, you want more customers? Accept cryptocurrencies. There's people all around you just waiting to spend money at your store. If only you would take it. I know, you've been waiting till someone else makes it easy. Well, good news. HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com adds Bitcoin to your point of sale, totally free. Use the same equipment you already have, now with Bitcoin. And unlike credit cards, there's no fees. Let the guys at HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com bring new customers to your store. HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com.
Do you have a crypto wealth advisor or coach? If so, has your cryptocurrency advisor been investing in technology stocks for over 20 years? Have they left the corporate world and retired? Or are they still trying to make a weekly paycheck? Have they produced six-figure results for their customers in the past 30 days? And very importantly, are they a member of the Digital Currency Council? Seth Maniscalco is the founder of Crypto Wealth Coach and CryptoWealthCoach.com. Seth invested in his first Roth IRA at 19 years old while living abroad and has been investing in Wall Street and technology for over 20 years.
How many lawyers does it take to change a light bulb? None. They'd rather keep their clients in the dark. There are too many lawyer jokes to count. However, there are some lawyers with more noble intentions. At the Institute for Justice, we bring the light to our clients. We are a non-profit public interest law firm with clear values and principles. At IJ, we fight for those whose most basic rights are denied by the government. Visit our website today at ij.org.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 3 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at lrn.fm.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. Online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,481. Silver at $17.41. And Bitcoin is trading around $8,160. Today's prices are brought to you by InnoScale. Take off with Managed Cloud. Looking for a safe, secure way to store your important files online? Let InnoScale handle it for you. Their high-availability cloud servers are the perfect solution for clients needing one or more secure, scalable servers with built-in hardware failover protection. For details, see them online at innoscale.net. In the news, Kurdish forces in northern Syria announced on Sunday that the Syrian government has agreed to deploy troops to battle an ongoing Turkish offensive against the Kurds, after U.S. Defense Secretary Mark Esper confirmed that President Donald Trump has ordered the withdrawal of the remaining 1,000 American troops in the region. Following a call with the Turkish leader last weekend, Trump withdrew about 50 U.S. troops from the Turkey-Syria border. Critics accused Trump of betraying Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces, who allied with the United States in the fight against the Islamic State. Turkey on Wednesday launched airstrikes and ground incursions targeting Kurdish-held areas. Tens of thousands of civilians have fled northern Syria amid Turkey's incursion. According to The Guardian, about 130,000 people have been displaced in Syria in the operation so far, with at least 60 civilian casualties in Syria and 18 dead in Turkey. The Liberty Beat is sponsored in part by Brave Botanicals. High-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven, and believes so strongly in the power of kratom, they're giving it away for free. Just go to freeounceofkratom.com for a free ounce of kratom delivered to your door. Just pay shipping. That's freeounceofkratom.com. This is the latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Find us online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. Your news now continues. Instead of reaching for his pepper spray, his taser, or a baton, a DeKalb County, Georgia police officer drew his gun and killed an unarmed and naked veteran suffering from bipolar and post-traumatic stress disorders. Charged with felony murder and several other charges in 2016, the officer claimed the unarmed veteran was aggressively charging towards him, even though witnesses disputed his official version of events. After a years-long battle, the case has finally come to a close, and the officer who killed Anthony Hill was found guilty on several charges, but found not guilty on the 2 counts of felony murder. After deliberating for 6 days, the jury found the former officer, Robert Olson, not guilty of felony murder. However, they did find him guilty of aggravated assault, 2 counts of violation of oath, and making a false statement. He now faces the possibility of 35 years behind bars. After the verdict was read aloud, Activist Post reports Olson's wife left the courtroom in tears. A former NASA scientist has written that he is convinced that the U.S. Space Agency found evidence of life on Mars in the 1970s, but the data was largely ignored. The stunning admission by Gilbert Levin, the former principal investigator for the labeled release experiment on NASA's Viking mission to Mars, came in an op-ed recently published in Scientific American. In the article, the engineer and inventor is clear that he believes he found convincing proof of the existence of living microorganisms on Mars in 1976. But the agency has since been unwilling to acknowledge what he sees as a clear fact. Levin is hardly a conspiracy theorist or a fringe ufologist. In addition to participating in the important 1976 NASA mission, he's a respected engineer and inventor who founded the successful research company Spherix. However, NASA believed that the only thing found was a substance that mimicked life, but wasn't truly alive. Levin accuses the space agency of then proceeding to ignore the findings. Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can. Just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
A man thanks God he's not sexually attracted to children, and Popeye's home is burglarized. Week in and week out, you come back like a housebroken Pomeranian, loyal to the bitter end. Good boy. This is the Onion Week in Review. Georgia's Cobb County Evangelical Hospital held its 5th annual Walk to Cure Gayness today, reportedly drawing thousands of participants to raise funds that would cure sufferers of their homosexuality and make gayness a thing of the past. Hospital administrators told reporters that funding from the walk would go into providing new state-of-the-art gayness treatment equipment, along with remodeling the hospital's physical therapy center, which has spent nearly 14 years reteaching gay men how to walk properly.
Oh God, I was a goner. But as you can see, I'm now happily married to a woman, and as of next month, I will have been in full remission for 2 whole years. I'm just so very, very happy. Everything's really good in my life.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
It's Free Talk Live, and you are free to call in and talk live here on the airwaves. That's what we do here on Free Talk Live. We do it for a living, and you are welcome to call in and talk about whatever you want to talk about. But we have Ernest Hancock from Declare Your Independence here in the studio, and we don't get this kind of opportunity very often. In my opinion, one of the most talented broadcasters on the radio today.
Shucks, go on.
And
go on.
I love the opportunity to talk to Ernie about whatever wild scheme he has he's cooking up at any given time. And I do have a story here that if at some point we get back to it, we get back to it from Reason.com about Elizabeth Warren and the whole Medicare for All thing. But I want to talk
3 hours. You're never going to get through that thing.
No,
man.
I don't think so. But I do want to talk about this precariat idea. So your idea is to build this. Basically, you like airships, which blimps or dirigibles or whatever it is that you want to call them, and you have at pirateswithoutborders.com, you can see the stuff that Ernie's been working on.
Yeah, you go in the forums up there and you'll start seeing some of the graphics and drawing. See, it's not build it. Are you going to build it? Hell, Sergey Brin's already building it.
Yeah,
this is going to get built. They have, if you go in and do an image search and you put airship, it'll blow up all over the place. They're going to be just like you have Elon Musk is going to have Space Force, freaking American flag, Air Force, Space Force logos on it. This is coming,
one thing I think is probably the most important question to have is when we're talking about this world with where people are floating around, living in freedom in airships. Where does the excrement go? Where do people's the stuff that is inevitable in life? Where does that excrement go? Does it just get dropped down on us on here on Earth? Because that's what the politicians do. I mean, I wouldn't expect that from libertarians.
We got aquaponics, man.
Oh, I see. You just wrap it back in.
Sapio, yeah, whatever. Got waste tanks. It's like feed the fish. I mean, this is one thing when we get into the forums, they go, well, what about this and what about that?
I'm curious.
I'm like, I don't know. Figure it out. I don't know. Let's do it. Then they do. That's the point. See, it's a thought experiment.
Yes.
It's a way of. There's this thing we were talking about. Bob and I spent a lot of time on it this morning talking about this Overton window. And to describe it to you, imagine like you got a 2x4 in front of you and a 2-foot square box on it.
Okay.
In the box is, it's policy, and then you go a little more freedom or less freedom. It's still, it's popular. You're still in the popular area. You go, and then you get go toward it. It's sensible. Then you're getting radical and unthinkable as if you go to the extremes on both sides.
I've seen this before, and what the Overton window does is sort of suggests what is acceptable thinking for
at that time.
At that time for the public, right? So the Overton window, in the 1850s, many people would have considered the notion of freeing the slaves in America,
heavens and Murgatroyds, they would like marry white women and stuff.
Well, right. I mean, there's
Who would
all
pick
kinds
the
of
cotton?
upset and that kind of thing, and they're just, it was considered radical, that particular notion. Now, but now the whole idea of slavery itself is just too right wing or left wing or tyrannical to
unless you legalize it with the form of income tax, or they make you vaccinate your children, or they make you live in a certain place, or you got to get a permission slip from the man to occupy your own freaking land. You can occupy the sidewalk, you can crap in the gutter, but if you want to camp on your own land, I'm sorry, did you get a occupancy permit from the Crown? Oh, I'm sorry, you can't. Don't even start with me. So the thing is that you have this acceptable window, and what you see in the Democrats and what's going on with these dozen of, oh my God, crazy back crap off the wall, AOC, whatever the hell it is.
Right.
They're
It looks
trying
like
to move that window. They're not going to get elected on that stuff. That's not their point. Once you realize
That's good,
you go, oh, I get it. They're trying to move that to make, I don't know, Tulsi Gabbard, look moderate if they supported moderation. So what am I doing with Pirates Without Borders? Yeah, you damn Skippy, I'm a pirate. The Crown, read the letters. It's like nothing, not a damn single word. It's totally unassailable. There's nothing in there you would disagree with. It's like, hey man,
at PiratesWithoutBorders.com.
Yeah, I owe myself. I chose to, I do what I want. I'm not bothering anybody. There's nothing in there on how you deal with legal tender laws, about private communication, about raising your children, about health care, about energy usage, about communications, about transportation, about, artificial intelligence, what do they call it? Monopoly, what is it called? Pattern monopoly, which is on intellectual property. So we address these things. Got like a dozen or more. We keep adding more letters every few months or so on. Davi Barker comes in. We spend 2 weeks on 1 or 2 letters.
And we've had these letters. We've done audio of them and put them up on online.
Short versions of them. You have like a minute and 2-minute versions of it. And then, it's all about owning yourself. So I'm pushing that window towards freedom. Democrats are going down here, and they're freaking nuts. So we're doing this going, Ernie, you're crazy, man. You're crazy thinking you're going to be free in space because Space Force is coming. I'm like, it's a mindset. I'm going, God, you got to ask why. Why are we accepting this? When the answer is so simple, we don't have to. Because we don't have to. There's technology that allows you to be not off the grid, above the grid. So I'm going, it doesn't matter what they think. They're down there yelling and screaming at each other.
A lot of people who go off the grid, as they say, find that the grid has not gone off of them.
Yeah, we have it. There's a mag. We do mag. If you go to the top of freedomsphoenix.com, you'll see at the very top these birds. We have the newspaper and the online magazine. In the magazine, there's one of the issues. We have like 40 different things up there, covers that we do. Those are covers to the magazine. One of them has our spaceship, the Freedom's Phoenix, the bird, is like a fighter. It's a spaceship, and Reprisal is the pilot of that one, whatever. Above the doorway, as you go in, if you zoom in, you can see it. It says Widget Sargini.
What does Widget Sargini mean?
What does Tanstoffel mean?
There's no such thing as a free lunch.
Exactly. Widget Sargini means we're going to space and government's not invited.
I love that.
That doesn't mean they're not coming, but they're not invited.
Well, they don't seem to be able to get there. At this point, all they can do is shake their finger at the private companies that are going to space.
It is. There's so people. All you got to do is piss them off enough, and they're done. That's what all this chemical stuff is about. All you got to do is dial you down just a little bit. Put a little bit of fluoride. Bob was thinking. He goes, I grew up on well water. Go ahead and get what the point you were making.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting, study to do, just to take a poll of the people who are involved in the freedom movement, who have these kind of free thoughts that don't need government, don't want to be taken care of, can take care of themselves, and find out the percentage of them that weren't raised on city water that had fluoride in it. Like you say, they just got to knock your IQ down a point or two. And that's what a lot of this stuff is doing.
Yeah. Why do you think the flu shots are free?
Well, I'd love to see some science on this. I'd love to see some science on that too, because I feel like with a flu shot, you don't really know. We know what it does as far as the flu goes, not much, but and there's people that have reactions to it. We don't really know what the side effects are. Like any medicine, you just listen to the commercials and they list off these, awful side effects, but no one ever talks about those things with vaccines. And I don't know. I mean, how would I know? I know that the 2 times I've been sickest in my life is when I've taken flu vaccine shots.
And
I think that's different than a regular vaccine, but nonetheless, it makes me sick and I'm not taking them.
It dialed you down just a little bit. And then you do chelation and different things you can do to try and get away from it. I encourage Vax, the movie was very interesting, and that's when we started. We did the first Vaccine Education Summit in 2016. We just did one last month. It was about a month ago. We did it. Dale Bigtree, Dr. Judy Mikovits, a bunch of activists and great speakers, and we got on video, and they're processing the video now. I just saw, that they had done a few of them, and we're processing. You see those are going to be rocking and rolling and whatnot, and we're going to make sure they get distributed here in New Hampshire with this presidential candidates being here. But I'm telling you, it's so obvious what's happening that anybody that doubts, anybody that think it's not really an issue, the 2020 election cycle, the parents and grandparents rising up. We'll get some.
Well, I got this to say. Keene, New Hampshire doesn't have fluoride in its water, and it's not like the place is enlightened. 855-450-3733, 855-450-FREE here on Free Talk Live.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dynovite for help.
Order a 90-day supply of Dynovite.
Everything we tried failed except the Dynovite.
Pick up 2 bottles of Super Mega Fish Oil.
Get the 3rd bottle free. Packed with omega-3, DHA, and EPA fatty acids.
Super Mega is great for your dog's immune system, healthy skin, and soft, shiny fur.
Dogs love it. Try Super Omega Fish Oil.
Buy 2, get 1 free.
At Dynovite.com.
DINOVITE.com.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
Warning, this is a privacy alert. You are being spied on right now as I speak by your phone. If you want this to stop, visit GoDarkBags.com and we'll show you how elite military units protect themselves and how you can too. Go Dark Bags are lab tested and guaranteed for life. Visit GoDarkBags.com now and enter discount code FTL to save 15%. That's GoDarkBags.com. Discount code FTL. Your privacy depends on it. End transmission.
I can definitely say that I have found the best cryptocurrency wallet. Certainly the best named one. I'm Mark Edge, and I love the Edge wallet. I've been using it for the last few months. You can buy, sell, trade, and hold your cryptocurrency securely. I trust my holdings of all the major cryptocurrencies to Edge Wallet, and you should too. No long phrases to memorize, just a username and password. Secure your freedom with Edge Wallet. Get it now on Apple or Android in the App Store or at edge.app.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. Call in, talk about whatever's on your mind. It's Mark with you.
Ernest Hancock.
And Jay.
The number 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. Tell you about Anarchapulco. Where do you want to be in late February? How about Anarchapulco with Ron Paul, John McAfee, Sherry Peel Jackson, Doug Casey, Freeway Rick Ross, Del Bigtree, Jeff Berwick, Larkin Rose, James Corbett, Jeffrey Tucker, Benny Wills, Paul Rosenberg, Lute Rogowski, Dale Brown, James True, Michael Bauman, Lily Foster, Paya Neko Sif, and Free Talk Live. Anarchapulco is the world's foremost conference for voluntarist thinkers and activists held in beautiful Acapulco, Mexico. Share ideas on how to live free and escape the clutches of the state and central banks. Their unparalleled lineup of speakers will discuss entrepreneurship, investment, politics, philosophy, health, sustainability, lifestyles, and personal relationships. This place is a blast. It's wonderful. It says enjoy 4 days among the sun and beaches, a world-class resort, February 13th to the 16th. But this event goes on for much longer than the 4 days. Visit anarchapulco.com for early bird pricing, 10% off with promo code FTL. It's anarchapulco.com, promo code FTL. It's a great event, and I couldn't speak more highly of it.
Yeah, I think I've only missed like the third year. And I've been, it's awesome.
I missed 1 year, the second year.
Yeah, it was, it's been, if you really want to just immerse yourself in a bunch of just anarchists and out of the country, these people come from all over the world. You know, they go there. It's cool, and it's a beach, and the beach massages are cheap.
Yes, they are. Absolutely. That is the truth. Now, you were talking about in the previous segment here about the Democratic lineup. And this is something I haven't really understood, because it seemed like the Democrats were doing their level best to somehow give Trump the opportunity to win this. I mean, it's not like he's not vulnerable right now.
I don't know.
Vulnerable.
Tulsi Gabbard, I think, would be a very interesting. Now there's a race. But they don't want her. Them. See, everything's going like you're a talk show host. I started as like an 03. They go, you always say they.
Yeah, sure.
And they go, you conspiracist? What are you, an anarchist? And I'm like, compared to what? You know, what we got now, or hell, I vote none, man. I mean, that's my choice. But they go, what do you mean they? And I'm going, you want to know who they are? Let me tell you who they are. There are those that just want to be left alone, and there are those that just won't leave them alone. That's who those are. You can tell by they won't leave you alone. They're going to take your money and spend it and prevent you from, you have to do this and you can't do that. And it doesn't have anything to do with you bothering anybody. It's just because they want what they want because they want it. And they're going to take it from me to do it. And I'm going,
even if they don't take it from you, many of them want to give it to you, whether you want it or not. So I was talking to some online.
No, they promise to give it to me.
Right.
Well, they want to give it to you. It's just like taking benefits like welfare or something. All these people that I come across
healthcare
that have like child protective services issues with the state like coming in and taking their kid. I'm like, so you're on food stamps or you're on some kind of social assistance? Well, I'm on mass health because I can't afford health care, and I got to have health care because I have a baby, and and I get some food stamps because I was on mass health, and yep, that's it right there. You accept the benefits, and the state's now going to come down on you. That's essentially the short end of it.
Right. I mean, at that point, you become the domesticated animal as opposed to the wild one.
Yeah, they want to eat your baby.
Well, they want to harvest all the energy in the form of monetization.
Eat the babies! This is how crazy the left has gotten.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, my God. You have AOCs, they're talking. There was a big thing in the news. This woman screamed, "We have to start eating the babies. We're overpopulated. Eat the babies." I mean, I'm like, holy crap.
AOC said that?
No, it was one of the people that are
some lunatic
rallied. Well, I don't know, man. And, they're talking about cannibalism is like a thing now. Katy Perry is like, yeah, Soylent Green's okay. I mean, I'm like, wow, it's nuts out there, man. Read Freedom's Phoenix.
I do read Freedom's Phoenix, and I try to steer away from the craziest crap in the world.
I'll put up like once.
It drives me nuts.
I don't dwell on that stuff because I'm like, seriously, man, I'd rather put up some battery tech.
Let's go to the phones. I got one here for you, Ernie. It's David calling in from New Mexico. David, you're on Free Talk Live. And David, you're on Free Talk Live.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I got you.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The Eat the Baby, I got something else, but the Eat the Babies woman was doing her own version of Tranny Talk Live, Talktown forums you can troll. That's what that woman was doing, and she did
awesome.
pretty well as a.
I know she got attention. That was they didn't know what the heck to do with that. It was
Yeah. So that's the way to do it. Now, if only more people would do that and just continually bombard them till they can't handle it all, that's the way to put them in their place and take over. You have less freedom now than the people living in this country did when they started the Revolutionary War. When they finished it. Well, before they started it, they had more freedom then than you have now, Americans. They have just.
There's evidence for that. If you look at the tax rates,
damn 3%.
Right, 3% was the tax rate
on tea.
Right.
I'll take that. I don't drink tea.
Yeah, you're literally, without exaggerating, you're 100 times more or less free than, and I realize you can't really do that math equation, but you're 100 times less free than they were when they decided to go to war. But what I called about was the state of New Mexico. I was just looking up my case lookup. Like I said before, there's nmcourts.gov. I said .com by accident the other time. And my name is David Olson, Olson, and I was born in the year of 1964. And that's how you identify my cases on the New Mexico case lookup. And this is for the purpose of keeping the Crown as honest as possible. Here's one little example of how we're being played. Because the Crown destroyed me, I sued them so that the Crown, out of the money that they print up, they have to give me the 771 of their printed up dollars every month, because I sued them for it because they had damaged me, in case anybody wants to get on me. Oh, let me go off on a tangent for a second. When you're talking about whatever benefits that you receive, like food stamps or whatever, remember that they may be giving you some, let's say they give you $500 worth of food in a month. And I realize some people get a $100 benefit and other families get a $1,000 benefit. But before they gave anybody that food stamp benefit, they took all of the land away from them and took it from the private to the Crown, and then put in regulations like you can't have this irrigation water, you can't capture this rainwater, you can't use this pesticide on your crop on your own land, you can't do so and you can't take this game unless you buy a $125 license from us.
That is kind of what the government does, David, is it breaks your leg, hands you a crutch, and then expects you to thank them for it. I appreciate the call. 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE, as in freedom. Call into the Discord line. Sound great. It's discord.freetalklive.com. Get started there. Download the app and sign up. And it takes a little bit, but once you're in, you're in. Discord.freetalklive.com.
Do you want to join the ultra-wealthy by using a 160-year-old investing program that is no longer exclusive? Keep your funds fluid and 100% tax-free for you or your heirs with no contribution limits and without ever losing your principal with Fortune DNA. Learn how to avoid the volatility of the market and put certainty back into your investing future. Join us at dna.freetalklive.com for more details and your exclusive invitation to the free webinar on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Register now at dna.freetalklive.com.
Anarchapulco is the world's foremost conference for voluntariist thinkers and activists, held in beautiful Acapulco, Mexico. Share ideas on how to live free and escape the clutches of the state. Their unparalleled lineup of speakers will discuss entrepreneurship, investments, politics, philosophy, health, sustainability, lifestyles, and personal relationships. Stay in a world-class resort and enjoy the sun and beaches. February the 13th through the 16th, visit anarchapulco.com for early bird pricing and 10% off with coupon code FTL.
Hi, I'm Derek J. I don't want a politician to represent me. To me, government is the idea that one group of people can coerce everyone to comply with an edict or face increasing punishments up to and including death. Despite perhaps the most noble of intentions, the best government services are a far cry from what could be provided for by voluntary interactions. Besides, the people who call themselves the government wage wars and put peaceful people in jail for crimes involving no victims. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com.
I'm a little obsessed with My Magic Mud. Several years ago, I met Jessica Armand, the founder and CEO of My Magic Mud, and I didn't even know my teeth were coffee stained. A week's worth of use convinced me, and now I use it every 3 or 4 days. It's clinically proven to whiten teeth, and I think it cleans better, too. My Magic Mud's available at most local health food stores, Sprouts, Natural Grocers, CVS, Walmart's Natural Beauty Aisle, but I can get it for you for 20% off with coupon code FTL20 at mymagicmud.com. FTL20 mymagicmud.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
This is a special alert for business owners, consultants, coaches, folks planning retirement, entrepreneurs, and anyone who is saving and investing to build a financial future. You are likely aware that financial privacy for most people has recently died a miserable death. And let's face it, without privacy, there really is no security, is there? Bankrupt governments and banks on the verge of collapse are perhaps the biggest threat to your financial future today. The Lighthouse Law Club recognizes this and has been working diligently to provide safe, secure, and productive tools to ensure your privacy, your financial security, and your future financial well-being, despite the catastrophes which many people fear are looming ahead of us. Find out more with a variety of free videos on the YouTube channel for Lighthouse Law Club. Just search YouTube for Lighthouse Law Club and secure your future today.
Now you can follow LRN.FM on the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. The number is 855-450-3733. It's 855-450, free as in freedom here, and you are welcome to call in and talk about whatever's on your mind. Guys, I'm going to try to get through this article from Reason on Elizabeth Warren.
Go!
Yep, here we go. So, it's Reason.com. Peter Suderman, starting up here. We know this is true because the plan being Medicare for all, according to multiple independent estimates, as well as Bernie Sanders himself, costs somewhere in the range of 30 to 40 trillion over a decade. A new estimate of the type of plan that Warren and Sanders support puts the cost at just a hair over 34 trillion. So that's 30 or 40 trillion in a new government spending on top of the federal spending that would have otherwise occurred. And as Sanders, who likes to remind people that he wrote the damn bill, has said on many occasions, that means higher taxes. Sanders has not proposed tax revenues that are sufficient to cover the cost of his plan, but he has at least been clear that higher taxes are part of the deal. Elizabeth Warren, pushed at last night's debate to acknowledge that even Sanders admits declined. She wouldn't answer. Instead, despite attacks from rival candidates, Pete Buttigieg, Senator Amy Klobuchar, and former Vice President Joe Biden, she stuck firmly to a canned talking point about costs. We can pay for this, she said at one point. I've laid out the basic principles. Costs are going to go up for the wealthy. They're going to go up for big corporations. They will not go up for the middle-class families. So now, when you say costs, remember, middle-class families currently pay money for medicine. So what this lady could be trying to say is that we're going to wrap your medical costs up into your taxes, making your taxes go up, but your medical costs will be gone, so it won't be an increase in cost. I think is what she's trying to say.
Yeah, I just think she's full of it. And, the thing is if you're going to make things cost more for corporations, well, they just move their headquarters to the Cayman Islands.
They do it all the time.
And the corporations, basically right now the IRS is there for the benefit of the corporations because they control the corporations control all the interests. They have all the lobbyists. In fact, the corporations control the likes of Elizabeth Warren.
Oh, sure.
Very much so.
There's nobody in this race that isn't that you've heard of that isn't controlled by corporations.
Nobody ever asked why. I got a whole bunch of whys in here, but the point is that freedom is the answer to any question.
It's true.
If I had the free EpiPens, I'll give you a perfect example. There was a guy that we had on Freedom's Phoenix and show. We made a big deal out of this. He had do-it-yourself medical care. He was a lab guy from college. He said, he goes, a lot of these people, how do you make your own insulin? How do you make your own EpiPens? How do you do people that needed this stuff? They were doing, do-it-yourself benchtop in the bedroom chemistry and go, you can do it yourself and screw these guys because you can.
Yeah, I got a generic epinephrine. I think I might even have it in the truck. We use it if horses have a reaction. And the stuff is really, really inexpensive. Like a 250cc bottle is like $27.
Okay, I'll give you an example. This is a perfect example. It's early 90s. We had a puppy got parvo, okay, which is a terrible.
What kind of puppy?
About this big.
No,
it was a mutt. I don't remember. Well, it was a cocker. It was we called it a cocker jack. It was a cocker spaniel with a Jack Russell Terrier.
Okay.
So that it's very cool, by the way. But anyway, but they shed, so I don't want to do that anymore. But the thing is that he got one of the puppies from the mother that we've had for a long time got parvo, and I didn't know what that was. We go to the vet, and they said, "Absolutely, man, you need to get it in." We put it on an IV. It'd be $600, and we might be able to save it. And I go, well, that kind of sucks for that puppy because, $600 at that time might have been $6 billion. I mean, we just couldn't afford it. It went through it was terrible. The kids were really little. It was terrible. Now, what happens is we find out later that you could go to the feed store and get all the penicillin you wanted, and you could just give it to the puppy yourself, which later, the next batch, one of the puppies got parvo. We did exactly that, cured it, no problem. All right? I'm going, are you freaking kidding me? The penicillin is exactly the same penicillin, but it says not for human use,
Yeah.
But these people, I live in the horse property.
Penicillin is penicillin.
They spend more time worrying about what the hell they give their horse than their freaking kids. Okay, so when you go to the feed store, it's the greatest, most wonderful, and it has by body weight. Say and you do the swine one.
That's right.
Whatever it is, you look at the pig dosage. That's what you do for humans by weight. That's just the way it is. Okay, so you can get amoxicillin for your fish. You can get ampicillin for whatever. You can get penicillin. You can get this psyllin. You got all kinds of psyllin, tetracycline. You got it all. You go there, and it's $15 for a big, probably 8-inch, like 6
Can you still get the
vial.
needles though?
49 cents.
Okay. See, for me, the needles were the hardest thing to get. I had to get them from the vet, and then I'd resharpen them with an emery board. I've given a lot of shots to pigs, and it's
at the feed store. Well, Arizona, I don't know how it is here, but you go to the feed store, you get enough penicillin for your bug out if I gotta have it, and refrigerator kind of man, whatever, and the tablets and the mox. I mean, antibiotics, not a problem. The point is that they wanted to change the law so that you had to buy it by the case, because they just want vets to get it, that kind of stuff. Then the supplements in the mid-'90s, they wanted to do this, what they call it, alimentarius, whatever the hell it was. It was the controls on supplements that they had in Europe. And the pushback here in America is hell no. So this is, you can take care of yourself. They don't want you to be free to do so. They don't want you to have the option to go to the midwife or the mid-flu person or the plague if I created and lick this frog and crush this rock or whatever the hell it is. They don't want you to be able to do it because they control you. They want you to be a monetary source, and if you're eating more healthy and you're losing weight and you're doing well, gosh darn it, we got to get you on free flu shot. You think you want to know what this is all about? It's about money, and it's not about you. We need that. We want to save you. Vote for us, and we're going to save you. We're going to make it cheaper. We're going to make this guy pay for it. BS. They're all in about the money. They're all getting paid off, and screw them. And if you only get the pirate mentality of bringing it down 2%, 4% that they don't have and they don't make, they collapse. That's what we're doing.
The pharmaceutical,
it's just a public opinion thing, and they go down.
The pharmaceutical industry wants you to be a customer for life. I mean, wants
everybody to be
absolutely.
Once they control the market, that's what it's not the individual that, as Ernie's saying here, it's not the individual that really matters. It's the market. If they can control the market, that's when they really break it all in.
I really feel that's the big purpose for the vaccine push is to make you
sick.
A customer for life, because all my buddies that got all the vaccines, all these little kids got all the vaccines, they're like sick a lot.
Okay, I tell you what, after 12 grandkids, this is what happens. When they start going to school and they come back and they go, Papa, I sick. Yeah. They got exposed to somebody with something,
Sure.
and they get like a day or two and then they're done. Why? Because they got a strong immune system. They don't eat everything out of a cardboard box or a Mylar bag. They get some organic, whatever. They got to try, find. It's amazing they're, not any more sick. It's amazing. And not in the vaccinated kids are, but I call them, you could tell, and when you say you can tell that kid's not vaccinated, I call them input babies, like Johnny 5, input, give me more input. And you look at them and you go, that's an input baby. You can tell they're bright, they're alert, they're engaged, they're, and when they're not, you just go, you don't say anything. They ain't an input baby.
Well, we had a lot of input babies at the house on Sunday. You saw that. Those kids were all over everything, and I thought it was great.
Little adults. I am so sick of, I got so many stories of, we, because our kids were born in the late 80s. And you saw this starting when you go into church or schools and everything. You could see, we had formaldehyde, whatever the hell it was a morning sickness pill, March of Dimes stuff. You had little deformed hands or something when I was a kid in the 60s. It was from these chemicals. You had maybe a couple of kids from that, a couple of slow ones, and that was it. One fat kid. Now it's an epidemic of all health problems.
Most of you know that heart disease is the #1 silent killer in the U.S. What if I told you for just $54.95 a month you could fight against heart disease naturally? At Heart and Body Extract, we've been helping thousands of people get back to a healthier heart. Don't just take my word for it. Check out all of the success stories at hbextract.com, or to order, call 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. hbextract.com. Don't risk it when you can take charge of it.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
It takes a lot of courage to face your own death, but I'm glad I finally did. See, I was putting off getting life insurance to protect my family, even though I knew it was important. Then my neighbor's husband died. I watched her struggle emotionally and financially. It really made me face reality. If my husband died, how would I pay the mortgage, the car payments, or keep up the life the kids and I had? I realized I needed to get us life insurance right away. So I called AIG Direct. In less than 5 minutes, I had a quote. I was shocked at how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. I feel so much better knowing my family has protection.
Call AIG Direct right now for a free no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you can save up to 70%. Call now, 1-800-613-2646. That's 1-800-613-2646. 1-800-613-2646.
Hi, I'm Dan Pilla. I started fighting the IRS over 40 years ago when they tried to seize my mother's house. I sued the IRS and won. I beat the IRS then, and I've been beating them ever since. I wrote the book on tax debt settlement, and I've helped thousands of people deal with tax problems they thought might never be solved. I can help you too. If you owe taxes you can't pay, don't wait another day. There's no such thing as a hopeless tax case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, danpilla.com. That's danpilla.com, danpilla.com.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com. So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
There are basically two types of advertising, direct response and branding. Radio's great for direct response with its low cost to listener ratio, but audio can't be beat for branding, which is a longer term endeavor. You want to be the first thing that someone thinks of when they think about your product or service. If you have a local business that you want kept top of mind in your community, call the station. If you need national reach, Free Talk Live's got around 200 radio stations, millions of monthly listening sessions, can suit all budgets, and if we don't think we're right for you, we'll tell you. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
Free Talk Live, final segment. I suppose it's possible for you to call in and get on the air in this amount of time.
Get in between the Ernie words.
Yeah, possible. The number's 855-450-3733. It's 855-450, free as in freedom. Go to the amp.freetalklive.com. That's A-M-P, amp.freetalklive.com, and amplify the program as Gordy has done. You should do also. Gordy's a silver amplifier.
amp.freetalklive.com. Thank you, Gordy. So, Ernie, you are amped up on this vaccine thing, and as a talk show host, you got to talk about what your guest wants to talk about. So, I was at dinner on Friday night with a guy he's not a young man. His dad, I think it was the polio vaccine. He got the polio vaccine at work. This is when the polio vaccine was
my
new.
dad had polio.
Yeah. Okay. And his father was dead within 8 hours. Now, somebody can say it's completely unrelated, right? The guy could have had a heart attack. He wasn't hit by a bus, ladies and gentlemen. He got some kind of fever and died that night.
There's hours and hours and hours of interviews of mothers stating that their babies had radically changed for the worse right after the vaccines.
And had a fever. They always have a fever.
With my son, what we wanted to do was wait until he could articulate what was going on with him physically before we got any vaccines. And at this point, the odd thing is those that those that support vaccines are all about, I support the child. If they want to get a vaccine, they should be able to get a vaccine contrary to their parents' wishes.
At 12.
What if my 12-year-old doesn't want to get a vaccine? Should I, as the parent, be able to force them?
This latest South Park was freaking awesome. It was all the China thing and about vaccines. And what happened was Cartman strips down, throws lard on him. They couldn't catch him to get him. He was like a grease pig. And they were making the point that we're just livestock. Okay, so this is when South Park does it, it's over, man. Okay, let me give you my spiel on this. From a libertarian standpoint, in the 90s, when the fluoride thing came in, and the state chair at the time, Rick Tompkins, he later would run against Brown in 96 for the nomination, real good libertarian, hardcore guy. And he goes, Ernie, it's about forced medication. You have to, the Nuremberg trial was all about this informed consent thing. It was like, I have to know what's going on, and I have to consent. That's exact opposite what they're doing. They're not telling you you're lying sacks of snot, and you're mandated. And whatever exemptions are taken away. This is Nazi crap, man.
Well, they won't. They don't want to tell you everything about the science because then you may not want to participate. They want to make it mandatory, and that's how they do it. They say, you got to send your kid. If you're going to send your kid to our government school that you're forced to pay for, you're gonna have to.
There's your problem right there.
Yeah, why are you sending them to the public indoctrination camp?
Okay, for people that don't know, there's a bunch of movies. You can do all kinds of research, but what got it for me is a friend of mine said, you need to talk to this woman. Her name is Dr. Judy Mikovits. She wrote a book, Plague. Now, there's a sequel to that coming out called Plagued Again, or More Plague, or
Plague Unleashed.
Plague of Corruption. I think that's what it is. It's on the corruption of the system. Now, she was the one that worked on HIV, on AIDS and so on, and she saw in the vaccine, she could see what was happening. It's called retroviruses that go in. They work differently than regular viruses with DNA. It uses RNA, blah, blah, blah. She gets all sciencey and freaking, make your eyes glaze over. But the point is that what came out of Vax, Del Bigtree, when he first did that movie, we had to, when she told me what was going, I said, no, now. And I called the resort that we do our vaccine, our Freedom Summits at, and I said, what's your next availability? It was 10 days later. I go, boom, book it. We're doing 10 days. Get all the scientists in, do it. We did it. We had 80-something people there. We videotaped rock and roll, vaccineeducationsummit.com. Then we had the 2016 one that we did and the one we just did last month coming up right now. Woohoo! And I got learnified.
So are you anti-vax?
I'm anti-BSing me. I'm anti-lying. I'm there may be something I do, but when you got so much evidence, whoa, we're going to stop it. Nope, you have to. Whoa, I want to stop. Nope, you're not. You're like, screw you. Try and force it on my kid, you son. Ooh, man, that's why you got, anyway. So what happens is, this is what happened. In that movie, we copied like 4,000 MP4s of this movie that wasn't even released until 3 days after we copied it. And I had them there and gave them all the activists. We put them in the parking lots at the maternity wards and the hospitals and the legislators' boxes. And Del Bigtree goes, well, the public, they don't want that. I go, sue me. So we just did it anyway. Now, this is what happened. There was a Dr. Hooker that had an autistic kid in California. And he said he took the call in Oregon because it was illegal to tape it back there. But anyway, what he did is he was a statistician. Give me the information. A CDC scientist, it's settled, and we did the study. No, BS. Because what happened is they had an actual shredding party and barrel burning of the documents because they couldn't get out to where it showed it caused autism, and in black males 4 times as much. Now the CDC is in Atlanta. Where is the Nation of Islam? Where is Farrakhan? Well, they show up on the CDC every summer and say, yo, what's up? I guess black lives don't really matter. Okay? So what happened was this doctor, this scientist, Thompson, I think it was, he goes...
This is the guy from the CDC.
CDC. He calls Dr. Hooker. He's, distraught. He wants to meet his maker without all this on his shoulders. He wants absolution. He's trying to cleanse his soul. I'm so sick and tired. I'm sorry. We hid the thing. But I saved copies of all the documents. They're in my safe. And if you do a Freedom of Information request for these specific documents to me, I will get them to you, and he did. That is the basis of the movie Vaxxed. From an Emmy Award-winning Del Bigtree that did The Doctors, and he couldn't get this on air because NBC and the networks and they, them, those, and pharma said, hell no. So he said, screw you, left, did the documentary himself. They released the documents. The CDC put him in a he went whistleblower protection. They put him in a basement. He's still there for all I know, getting paid or whatever. Congress wants him to they subpoena him to speak. The head of the CDC says, no. What do you mean, no? How the hell they even say no to a subpoena? Well, of course, they don't push it because pharma. And I'm going, really? And this goes way back, gastrointestinal problems of Wakefield and in London. And then what do they say? Oh, all their papers were retracted. They were bad. They got retracted and they were refuted. Blah, blah, blah. It's all BS.
So Congress sent a subpoena to the CDC. The CDC refused to comply, and Congress dropped it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I don't know. I think they sent it to him. I don't know who they sent it to, but they were like, nope.
It never went anywhere. The guy never testified.
No, he's sitting in the basement cubicle playing Pong or something for all I know.
Well,
but there are other CDC scientists. It was a young guy. It was a black guy in Atlanta. He goes, I think this flu shot, these are causing probably dead. He's floating in the river. They go, what the hell happened to him? Killed him. This is suicide by river or something. I mean, what the heck? And I give you a whole bunch of, these are just the highlights. These are it's settled. No, it's not. And this is all coming out not later. And I knew because in 2011, when Obama came in and they were mandating all this kind of stuff, they were they did the World Health Organization level 6. Oh my God, we got to do that. And it triggered a bunch of state stuff to where they could mandate and roadblock and you're not vaccinated and the first responders got and all that. So we had signs. You go look this up on vaccines and vaccinations category in Freedom's Phoenix, and you go back to the beginning, you'll see a sign that says support first responders that say no to mandatory shots, because we knew, and they had a skull and crossbones with syringes and all that kind of crap.
Yeah, they tried to get me to take the flu vaccine when I was working for the fire department. I'm like, no, that stuff makes me sick.
Yeah, well, this is why it was worse than that. But this is what happened. When we did that, some of the fire departments, everything started sending the flu shots back. They go, no, we're not doing it. Screw you. And it stopped it. Because what they were doing is it triggered a state emergencies that at these roadblocks, they do their DUI thing or whatever. You didn't get your vaccine, you got to get on the bus. No, you can do conscientious objection, but you got to be quarantined and get on the FEMA bus. This is what was going on. We were videotaping it in 11. So when this came in 16, finally they got a documentary. I go, oh, I know where this goes. It wasn't time in 11. We kind of stopped it in Arizona for a little while, but they came full court press. Then they had this thing called WIG, Women in Government. They gave $1 million grant if you could get an exemption or make a mandate. If you you'd be Presidente. What happens? They sure as heck in the last year or two, this is what was happening in New York and California was from these financial incentives. This battle is on, and they up against Ernie. Woo! Bring it on, bring it on, bring it on.
freetalklive.com. Go there, sign up for our newsletter. Go to pirateswithoutborders.com. Check out what Ernie's doing, which God knows is very exciting. Free Talk Live.
Do you have a crypto wealth advisor or coach? If so, has your cryptocurrency advisor been investing in technology stocks for over 20 years? Have they left the corporate world and retired? Or are they still trying to make a weekly paycheck? Have they produced six-figure results for their customers in the past 30 days? And very importantly, are they a member of the Digital Currency Council? Seth Maniscalco is the founder of Crypto Wealth Coach and CryptoWealthCoach.com. Seth invested in his first Roth IRA at 19 years old while living abroad and has been investing in Wall Street and technology for over 20 years with experience in all the money markets. By comparison, so many of these so-called crypto gurus have barely been alive for 20 years. Seth has not only experienced personal success from his own investments in crypto, he has also helped his clients earn 6- and 7-figure incomes, including helping investors make over $750,000 in EOS in 90 days and 1,225% in only 5.5 months with Chainlink. Seth has help for the small do-it-yourself guy on up to crypto whales. Increase your wealth. Visit CryptoWealthCoach.com.
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveitpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveitpurse.com. If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com.
The latest episode of Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock is next after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for Liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. Online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,481, silver at $17.41, and Bitcoin is trading around